What is up, chat? We are live, yo boy. See the Ico in the house. You know what it be? We're gonna be here early watching this games of the future while we wait for our casting shift. Still trying to wake up a bit here. What up, what up, what up? They're getting the stream back together. Might as well go live. For some reason, my YouTube's kind of being funky. Boy said, "Yo, chat, where are you? What's up? What's up? What's up with it?" They should be coming back here soon. I think Steph Weezy and them just got into it. I'll mute some things once I get into it. I think I'm doing too much at once. So my computer should be able to handle it. Yeah. Get out of here. First game predictions. That's a good question. I've been kind of looking at some of the old digital games and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure. Give me a second. Let me get back to my train of thought here. So stage one. Is this the live bracket here? You have questions? Answer them. What I don't see your questions though. That's what I'm saying is that YouTube's being super weird. I don't see your questions. The broker gamer, broker gamer. I don't even know what that is. Let me see if I can get the bracket. Are they back? I got the sound muted on them right now. It looks like the whole studio had a giant crash or something. I'll answer your guys' questions as soon as I possibly can. YouTube's kind of being finicky and weird right now. Team Logan versus RQ. I think that's what we're casting this time around. At Group A. RQ, Little Gun. I mean, I'm going to probably say RQ. I'm going to go RQ and then I'm going to go... I don't know. I feel like Deuce Vault is pretty strong, but Burmese Ghouls is also equally strong. How'd Burmese Ghouls do in their last tournament? They placed 7th. They placed 7th to 8th in M4 or M5. About RQ Hoshi, how they doing these times around? They placed 3rd in M4. I guess it all just depends on how good they are now. Sheesh. Ooh. I don't, yeah, I'm definitely gonna say RRQ Hoshi. And then I'm gonna probably go Burmese Ghouls, but Team Little Gun did finish 4th in the last M series, so maybe Team Little Gun's actually the I'm gonna go Team Little Gun here based off of stats. So we're gonna go RRQ Hoshi. Oh no. I got it mixed up. I'm thinking Deuce Volts. So I actually think Team Little Gun actually might beat RRQ. Bro, this tournament 1 million prize pool, so why they no host? Simple? Oh, I don't know, bro. That's what I was thinking too. Like, I mean, all I can go off of is like based off of prior stats. I also haven't looked at if the lineups changed at all. So on Team Little Gun, Team Little Gun this season. Well, who have they subbed out here? Have they subbed anybody out? Let's take a look. So Team Little Gun's full M5 lineup. Full M5 lineup right now from Team Little Gun. RQ. I'm gonna be casting. I'm in Group A. I'll be casting Group A, but I'll be casting Round 2 if I'm not mistaken. I have the stream muted right now just because they're like playing some crazy type of music. I should be casting the second round, yeah. So my job would be kind of just waiting for them. I will be casting. I will. I'll tell you. Let me grab the breakdown real fast. I'll be casting Game 1, Match 3 and 4. So I'm not quite sure how they're breaking things down today. Because it's kind of seeing. I don't know if we're just doing RQ Hoshi and Team Little Gun today. Everything's still up in the air, chat. We'll find out once they actually go live. We're having like some severe production problems. Like they're not even able to connect right now. Yeah, severe technical issues right now, but fuck it, I'll play the music. We get demonetized, whatevs. But yeah, it's probably the English version that's having the problem because I can't like Steph Wheezy, War Barbie, all of them are gone right now. Like I can't even hear them on my side. I have it so you guys can't hear production because I have a live feed, like a legit live feed to this. But we're watching the YouTube version. Yeah, I watch as much as I possibly can until I have to go cast. Got a little bit of some Russian music in the background here. Wonder if I can edit my thumbnail, get it to be a little bit better. The crazy thing though, Chad, is that like I'm casting a lot, and I'm casting alongside Trex. Like I'll be casting I was hoping that was live. I'll be casting today, tomorrow, so the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. They don't have me on the semifinals, but I'm on the grand finals with Trex, so I'm casting everything but the semifinals. I'll be casting quite a bit of it. What up, AQI? What up, what up? I hope they get this fixed. Nice.
All right, we are back after a brief intermission, but missed you guys, everybody. Me and More Barbie definitely holding down the fort as we're getting ready to jump into our first match of the day.
I'll be right here.
That's right. We're going to be looking at RRQ Hoshi going up against Team Lil Gun.
I'm casting alongside and Quirky.
But we did get to see them compete in MPLI and also Indonesia's regular season for 12 for the MPL. So I can't wait to see how they kind of perform today. Team Lil
Why wasn't NA invited?
We did get to see them.
Why do you think this isn't Russia?
They got knocked down pretty early though. AP Bryn. The champions, the world champions currently are the ones who took them down.
Everybody's saying RRQ. I won RRQ, but I think Team Little Gun, I mean, they made it to like 4th and
it is going to be best of 3, like we
M5.
said. That will be starting here momentarily. Appreciate everybody tuning in and your patience on the slight brief intermission. But we're back. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. But RRQ
a lot of my mods are saying RRQ.
Last Worlds tournaments, but they participate almost at all another different M tournaments. So I'm stoked. I can't wait to see the level they're gonna bring at the Digital Games today.
And they did get invited as casters.
The title.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing, and you know, honestly,
We'll see.
I'm so glad to just be able to be here. Casting in the NACT for North America, I like to kind of compare our meta to what's going on worldwide. And
I need a good white shirt like Wheezy.
All these different regions and seeing who actually what's prioritized. I know over here for our region, just from watching our NACT, because we're currently going through our qualifier stage, we see a lot of Aurora being picked up, Nana, things of that nature. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like the similar story over here, especially on an international level, and see if we can find.
Appreciate the grind, Chief. What up, Sir Bossy, my boy? I'm casting in this. So I'll be in the second shift.
They pick Aurora, they pick Nana, but when the
I'll be in the second shift for this though.
Start to pick in like Lunox and Farsa.
I literally got done with the NACT and went right to bed.
Can we see it today? Though I don't know. They reward Nana and Aurora pretty good, so I think it's one thing is lacking is like mobility, and it's only mobility is kind of lacking.
Yeah, it just started. We had like some technical difficulty in the very beginning.
Big statement right there, and honestly, being able to see a lot of the marksman picks, I like watching the international meta just because it's a lot more creative than what we typically see in NA. We're kind of more of a developing region. So to be able to see some things on the international level, take some notes, and hopefully bring
I technically have to work at like 9 o'clock, so I'm not.
Like we said, we're definitely going to be expecting that today.
I have to be like telling my boss, like, listen, I don't know when I'm gonna come in, but
side of the MLBB scene. So we've got Mongolia right behind them though. Team Lil Gun looking promising. Like we said, they did make it all the way out to the World Series, so they definitely have some talent and some great experience. Let us know what you guys think about these two teams. Though definitely drop your favorite.
It should start soon.
Today's stream as well.
I mean, let me see if I can get the.
Into our first match, though. It is going to
They give us like a run of production.
And there's going to be 3 teams moving forward out of the group stage today, right? So we're going to be covering the first 2 matches. Me and Warburg.
Really wish I could not see the Russian side of this.
Faces some other casters around the scene
All right,
The
so
remaining 2 teams. Now, it's also pretty cool, not just to see a blended meta, but also to see a blend of casters.
game,
I mean, it's not too
map
often
1, match
where
1,
an NA caster gets to
line
cast
out of
with,
the game,
a caster from
14-22,
from Ukraine.
which I think the first game should have started already.
Casters meta is different as well.
I'm not.
And so I was thinking about Lil Gun, and they brought up the meta of like
Map
tank
3,
heroes
match
with
1.
STS and with carry, and it worked pretty good. So
I don't know, everything's in
this
Russian,
is
man, so
the other type of meta we have in here, like tank
I'm not
meta,
completely sure.
early game, if enemy have like no insanely high
Ark, you're gonna
amounts of
win this
damage
easy.
output, they can't like kill you basically on level 4, so you kind of start ramping up from that and snowballing, and I don't know, we might see this kind of meta as well.
Yeah, and speaking of meta, we will slowly.
I don't know, we'll find out.
You kind of mentioned the carry. That's one of those few marksmen that we see often, time and time again, get picked up, at least in the NA side of things, as we are now jumping into the draft. First match of the day,
shit.
best of 3, Group Stage A. RQ Hoshi holding it down for Indonesia, and Team Lil Gun from Mongolia.
I'm like, where can I sit?
At least for my side with RQ Hoshi, we're looking at the Guinevere stacked up with the Arlot.
That's pretty standard, I would say. The Joy and the Arlot are pretty standard, but
because I'm like,
you
want me to increase the volume?
Addition to the meta, and everybody picks it for jungle, for roam. You can even see some other variations, but this is most common. Nolan actually being banned, despite getting nerfed a lot, still playable, still dangerous, and so he gets banned. And Matilda, pretty standard, I would say as well.
Yeah, and I would say, looking at this is very similar to my region, actually, with the way this draft is going. That's going to open up some of the mages on the table. We haven't seen a single mage be banned out yet. Possibly, like we said, the Aurora, maybe the Nana, who's been sneaking up in the scene as a current meta. Could be a viable pickup. I've actually been seeing a lot of
everybody's live
kind of walk as well. There is still
I don't think everybody's live. We're all up because we got to...
That could be picked up, like you mentioned, the carry a little bit earlier.
We got to be up at like 4 in the morning every day.
Some other things that at least we see for North America is like the Claude, trying to go for that late game damage, but like we said, still some secret weapons on the table. You know, interesting enough, we've been seeing a lot of Barats as well.
I can't.
And the Lunox is quite viable now because it's easier to combo. No need to like this insane double ultimate setups. You just straight up go in for one of them. And the Ruby being banned, which is unorthodox, I would say. The uncomfortable hero for like assassin type of heroes. When you're going in, Ruby can just easy second skill ult and they can pick you up. So maybe Team Gun is going to pick an assassin.
Navaria.
You know, that would be interesting to see. We are going to see the first pick on the table, though. Not something I would have expected. Is going to be the
from
Navaria,
Thailand.
So definitely can.
Team Little Guns from Russia, if I'm not mistaken.
Echo able to provide a lot of slow on the map as well, and some CC. They don't have the R-Lot that kind of synergizes really well with it with that Demon Gaze, though. So I'm wondering how this is going to kind of go.
Oh no, they're from Mongolia.
Pick up something like a Nana,
Mongolia,
that we're looking for. Oh, there it goes, the Vexana that we kind of mentioned
earlier. A Mongolian team
starting to make a big staple on the competitive scene.
Who is from Russia?
Yeah, just like you said, I noticed that Vexana and kind of Whale have this similar stuff when assassins going in, or like maybe fighters going in, they gonna be catched with the CC and might be burst down because a lot of damage here.
Volt
so
is
it's kind of uncomfortable
Russian,
to play against Vexana.
I thought Team Little Gun was alongside them. No, but that's actually RCC.
Pretty standard, I would say, for
RCC's Russian as well.
Strong, and Navaria, I don't know, kind of early damage is lacking, but Vexana as well.
RQ, Hoshi,
so
Indo,
matched on the mid
best
lane
Gaming.
Yeah,
China.
Looking at,
I got China in here.
I would say though, from RQ.
Twisted Minds is
Benedetta, who did
Saudi Arabia.
This is
That's
not
crazy.
too standard from what I've been familiar with, at least on the NACT and the North American side of things when it comes to drafting. This is going to be the first Benedetta game I think I've actually seen. We haven't had a single one in our competitive scene yet. The Cho,
boys are attacking the ML.
I mean, it is single target.
Get
CC
out of
has
here,
great
I'm gonna have to
mobility.
like yeet you out of here
They have a little bit
during.
of crowd control though. I mean, I guess the Navaria can make up for it for the slow, but I feel like they need some more group
Yeah.
set potential as
We got
they jump into
Skylar,
this, at least for the side of RQ Hoshi. I mean, you did
Broski?
mention the CC. I think that's a great option. Definitely
Bro,
one of the stronger heroes in the XP
Brosco?
lane. And the
The fuck do
Vexana
you say that
definitely can
name?
provide that Eternal Guardian for some good frontline
Octa?
presence and some also quick burst damage. Now,
Ired?
marksmans are still available. Who do you think we're gonna get?
I
for
hate
both sides?
names, bro.
Oh,
Banana.
Golden Carrot,
I like
bro.
that guy.
It's like
Dude's
I don't know,
name's
but I would
Banana.
love to see some like Nathan or Leslie
Abe-
being picked.
Abex.
I don't mind. Yeah,
Ethan.
Chu is being picked here and
Eisen.
there from like what season 1.
Zex?
He's being
Zex
picked
Aura
here and there.
or
But
Bid?
I've concluded that you can pick
Irad's
Chu
so
in
good.
only one case, is when the player is like top notch with the Chu, because it's like so heavily
That's
skill
funny.
dependent hero which can fit pretty much any game, any meta, if you play good with it.
Ooh, speaking of playing good, there goes that Barats we were talking about a little bit earlier, starting to sneak into the scene again. That strong frontline presence, definitely running it in the jungle. Normally we see it stacked up with the support. We did see the Mathilda banned out though. It could go
broken.
with the Rafaela and Angela. I've actually seen it paired up with the
The boy
Florian
said,
as
"Bye bye,
well.
chat. I'm
These
going
are still
full
all
screen."
options available on the table as we're now jumping into the second phase of bans. Looks like the Minotaur was banned out. Now there is no Diggy ban. At least in North America, we have been seeing a rise of the Tigreal sneaking up into the scene again and making a huge statement.
I was kind of doing some
banned out.
diving
Maybe it
into
was slotted in. I
seeing
mean, it
what
would have to
people
be
like to
last pick,
play.
though, especially because that Diggy is still on the table. Unless
lot
we
of
see one of the sides
Philippines.
ban the Diggy.
And
There's more. There's
I'm not gonna
28%
mention is the stats,
Philippine
I guess,
and 11% Russia.
It's like
in this
let's say
tournament.
classic combo. Might be we might see it here as well.
What time will it
Darus
start?
being
It's gonna be
banned, and
starting
the Minotaur
soon.
From the other side,
after the
Minotaur is
bans.
pretty reasonable
Viva
ban here
RQ.
because it's feels really good and the front lane, but it's lacking mobility though.
Need some
If
some
they would pick
energy, chat.
Minotaur here. I don't know. Last time actually, it's kind of fits that kind of meta I
But I don't wanna-
spoke earlier, like
I don't wanna
fat
drink too
heroes
much.
meta, let's say. And if they pick Minotaur here, it would be that kind of pick.
Yeah, especially because they're probably
Pineapple
thinking
juice?
RQ Hoshi's expecting that
It's
support
like an
to come
orange
out. They
juice.
think it's going to be like you said. It could be the Estes. It could be the Rafaela. It could definitely be the Angela.
It's a Celsius.
And that
It's
would
like
open
a
up the
powder
opportunity
mix,
for them to grab a
orange.
Group CC roamer. I mean, they
I like
did ban out
orange-
the Minotaur
like the
though.
orange
Like I said, they
juice.
could take a Tig. They could take really anything.
Pineapple.
They could also take away
Like
a support,
top
but this may be a
Gs.
show.
Drink pineapple
actually
juice.
in the roam position, so it looks
We
like
wanna
they're not
taste
going to
good.
go in for probably that Tig. As we are looking though, we said the marksmen are still on the table. Looks like they're going to ban the Kaja. A little bit of that suppression has been taken away, and the Martis, which has been a really good hero, especially in the early game in the jungle. Able to use that decimation, take those neutral objectives.
Yeah, this one has
and,
zero
kinda hunt
sugar.
down
It's
those
just
enemies with
caffeinated.
low HP. Now, marksmen still are available. Every single marksman.
It
matter
also
of fact,
helps
not a
my
single
muscles,
marksman has
regenerate.
been banned at all in the first game today between RQ Hoshi and Team Lil Gun. You mentioned the carry. Can definitely burst down that Barats, is a heavy hitter. They could provide some late game damage, but I still
need
think
energy
RQ Hoshi
drinks,
needs
'cause, like,
something on
I
their roster
I
for
don't
the
know.
early phase.
Yeah, early phase is definitely lacking here because Novaria and Vixana are not that kind of early gamers.
And Little Gun pulling out the
and
CC and carry.
Kind of to be expected.
Is Fanny okay to pick? I think so. I mean, I
know,
think
but
it just
you know
depends
what?
on the
Both
team.
teams are not that early game oriented. Okay, Benedetta can be early game, pressure, and the Cho as well. But other ones, I don't know, kind of supporting this kind of behavior if we're gonna see one. And the Claude, like expected.
It is expected. I asked you the question, which was we were going to see, and you said Carry and Claude. No doubt about it. There it is. The proof is in the pudding. Looks like the meta is blending well
Carry and
across
Claude.
all levels.
I did
of
notice
MLBB
that
scene between all
overseas,
these,
like
different,
Claude is being picked.
competitors. Now, that is the finalized roster. They are going to go in for that Fredrin. This most likely will be the Fredrin in the jungle and Benedetta in the
Is it
XP lane.
IRED? Or is
At least
it?
that's what I'm expecting. But hey, you never know when it comes to international
Is that an
scenes.
O?
They can definitely switch it up.
Can't
and
see it
keep
from
you on your
here.
toes.
It's so
We're
tiny.
still waiting for the final pick from Team Lil Gun. We are gonna need to see
IRED.
a
I just
E-Rad.
picked it
support.
as-
There it
I
was.
Is it
just thinking,
E-Rad or
like,
IRAD?
Just grab it. Just take it. Man, it's
Blacklist versus
yeah,
Fireflux?
nice. Pretty interesting matchup.
It's probably
is
gonna be
going on.
later.
Like Estes and Barats is like level
I don't
4
think
is
that's in my group
unbeatable.
that I'm casting.
Unbeatable. But I don't know about Vixana. It's from my
They didn't really
perspective,
prep
it's
us
kinda
with
not that good in this kind
what
of draft,
what's
but
win. We
we'll
don't have
We'll
like
see.
a
Maybe
bracket.
the personal skills are that high that we're picking Vixana like first 2 picks.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, seeing the way this is gonna go, I mean, the Bratz is a bully when it comes to these neutral objectives. He's not the easiest hero to kind of invade on, especially early for the orange and purple buff. Like you said, stacked up with the Estus is gonna make him even
Estus?
stronger in terms of the heals. And the later this goes, if Estus
Even
doesn't
Gosu
fall,
tried to pull out an
he'll be able to
Estus.
get those heals even better as we get to that mid to late game and pretty much make Bratz unkillable. Now, we didn't see a lot of early game damage though from the side of RQ Hoshi, and that's the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about.
Was
as this is gonna
Erad.
go on. Yes, they
Okay.
do have the Claude. I mean, the later this goes, you can pick up
Yeah,
something like the
in
Doom
America,
Sword, maybe a golden staff.
eye
be able
doesn't
to
turn
rush in
into an
and
E.
deal the damage necessary to take down the Barats, but maybe that's the game plan with them. Maybe it's the Benedetta. It can definitely rush in with the
Erad.
Electo final blow.
I'm really
Bratz
bad
not
with
the most
names.
mobile hero, but it's definitely
Especially
gonna be
when
a
they're,
challenge
like,
to see which way this kind of plays
crazy
out. There
like
are 2
this.
bullies in the jungle though. We're looking at a Fredrin going
Sometimes
up against the
people are
Barats.
actually using like.
Yeah, I think the Brat's going to have an upper hand in this matchup because like Fredrin
And people just
kinda
use
nerfed
like
a little
crazy
bit. His
names like
ultimate is not
Skylar.
doing
I like that.
a lot
Easy.
of burst
Banana,
damage, and,
easy.
Estes can easily heal up
Octa?
everything he's gonna get. So
Easy.
it's gonna get tough for
I.
RQ
Arad.
for like
Erad?
6-7 minutes, I would
Irad.
say, and then if
Irad.
a little gun don't have much snowball to kind of lock in RQ at their base, we're gonna get to see
Skylar is a fucking cool name.
kind of comebacking. So that's my guess.
Yeah, and speaking of guesses, as we are looking at the virtual stadium, winding up, jumping into our first series of the day.
I like that they
Group
like
Stage A,
remade the
RRQ
Land of
Hoshi,
Dawn.
all the way out from Indonesia, going up against Team Little Gun from Mongolia.
Skylar's from
Into
Breaking
the Land of
Bad.
Dawn we go. Best of 3. Who will be able to make it out of Group Stage A?
So we're jumping right into the action here, and level 4 is being farmed, or almost being farmed. And we're gonna see first engage in the turtle, I guess, in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, gonna be looking out for that engagement. On the top side, though, we are looking at a little bit of some late game marksmen, but look at a battle in the mid-river already. First blood, Zara able to pick
Jeez.
it up. That was within the first 2 minutes, and they didn't just take down
Erad.
anybody. They took down the jungler from RQ
Yeah, he
Hoshi, which
kinda
means
like
they won't
went
have the
one-
retribution.
1
Erad.
versus 3 he went. It's so, and like the final blow with the petrify on side, trying to steal the turtle, and the turtle being farmed still by the retribution on the Barats, and trying to kill, clean up the kills, and Choice dies as well. And the rough start for RQ Hoshi.
Yeah,
Very
rough start,
aggressive
down
in
by
the
1
early
kill, not able to
stage.
take the
Look at
first neutral
CC.
objective. Is going to put him slightly behind 500 gold. You're going to have to see how that kind of plays out with that turtle. We'll have a
Ooh.
massive XP boost, but there's a lot
He
of
popped
mobility.
that
I mean, we're gonna
vengeance
see
a
the
little
Benedetta,
early.
trying to out-rotate on the CC in the bot lane.
Yeah, that's what she should do. She should skip like the wave and pressure the mid lane or the jungle. If it's not happening, RQ Hoshi is going to.
I like how
have
the
a
names are
problem
different
because,
for the players in game.
As you
Like
said, it's mobility hero should take advantage on the rotation.
3 minutes
Yeah,
already
it's
item
rotations,
check.
couple item showcasing. You are going to see that elegant gem picked up from this Novaria. We mentioned though,
is this
who's going to be the one to kind of deal the damage to the Brats, especially in the early phase. We feel like that's kind of lacking for the side of RQ Hoshi right now, and it kind of is painting the story how they're not able to take that
Benedetta
first
has
neutral
like
objective.
an insane
If they
amount of
don't find a way to
penetration,
take down
right?
the Barats and the Estus,
Like I feel like
this is going to be dangerous.
she
'cause
might
they're
be the
only
one
gonna
to be
get
able to
beefier.
pierce
Those heals are only going to get stronger
and to be able to
and
burst them
pretty much
down.
going to be unkillable until they can get Skylar on point to be able to burst him down.
Absolutely agree, and
ABG is
it's
doing,
like going
yeah.
just like I think it would go. RQ Hoshi
I
need
think
to
I got-
stop this snowball because it's going to continue when the Estes gonna have his ultimate,
Right.
and he does. And now I guess Team Wilgan going to try to take some objective, and they trying to force some fights now, and the fights is heavily in favor of Team Lilgan because RQ Hoshi, just like you said, have no damage.
Yeah, they weren't able to take the first neutral objective, but the second one 4 seconds away from spawning in. Can RQ Hoshi even out the odds? Are we going to start seeing Team Lilgun
This
form
Benedetta
up the
is absolutely
snowball
slapping
that Barbie
right
was
now.
talking about Brat's able to get a kill and also able to get that first turtle, pulling the objective and aggro from the turtle, getting ready
Look
for
at the
this
sidestep
engagement.
here.
As you are going to see a big...
Oh, what a play!
In the way of the dragon. Just Satan's going to take down 4-bit with the electro final blow. Blaze duet from Skylar into the back lane, find Easton.
Oh, they really want
Zara is going to take down
Ethan.
Jesse, though. One member falling for the side of Team Lil Gun and one from RQ Hoshi. Irad will find a kill, is going to take down
They
Eisen.
hunted that Estes down, bro.
Oh, make that one
Wow,
for
that's pretty
three.
good. Joe with a flicker. The first
able
kill
to find their
initiating,
synergy.
right?
Should
I don't
be
know
able
if
to
they
take
can
this-
hear each other.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Ooh, should be able to take this objective. Had a little bit of a slight connection issue. My bad, boy, Barbie. But as we are jumping into this 4-3,
I was about to say they're like,
looks like
both
RQ
talking
was able
over
to
each
take that
other.
Turtle. So now, oh no, did they take the turtle? Or did they lose it?
Yeah,
Skylar
the super
made
good
that
initiation with the
Estes
show
is
with the flicker
bitch.
on the Estes and the follow-up
Ghost
with
items?
Benedetta on
I'm not controlling the map.
I like the final blow with the Petrify bursting down the targets and RQ Hoshi winning the
Ooh.
fight because of the Chu initiation, and he get wrecked because of it now, I guess.
Ooh, and you are seeing some heavy focus from the side of Team Lil Gun. 4-man rotation.
Skylar is putting a lot of work
Trying to get to
in.
the side lane, trying to possibly proxy it as well. And look at the bullying from Zara on this Barrettes. Trying
said
to
the
zone out
hate?
Irad from his farm.
Yeah,
Looking
that's
at that,
exactly
tier
what they
one
should
turret.
do. Take some objectives now, and the ultimate is being popped by the Estes and 4 people being healed, but no pressure. I mean, there is some pressure on the tower, but not enough to fall down.
Yeah, not
Team
enough to
Little
fall
Gun
down.
is-
Still hanging on by about 25% HP. 2,000 gold.
I
lead for
see,
Team
like,
Lil
any
Gun
team
right
that
now.
secures
And
the
then they're
brats
having a
is, like, pretty
good
much
game. Maybe be able to take one
winning.
of these turrets, but their bot side is hanging on
Oh,
pretty
boy,
well too.
Andy. Everybody said like the stream, leave a sub
Yeah,
as
but,
well.
the counter pressure is there. Chu is going up on the bot lane, on the X plane, and the Claude is.
I didn't have
farming
time to make a
pretty
thumbnail
good,
or
actually.
anything like that.
RQ last fight on the turtle is super good, super good. I didn't expect that. Kinda should take Purify probably on the Estes, and this flicker might be a problem later.
I
in
did
the
make
game
it to
because of
10,000
the
subscribers.
super good initiations on the show.
Finally.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to watch out without having
Finally,
that
finally,
Purify is gonna
finally.
be easily.
That guy
grouped
sounds
up
like
with some
Arnold
CCs if not
Schwarzenegger.
careful. Bebex is gonna go ahead and take that turret on the top side. Turtle has.
I am
spawned
going to be
in.
casting as
Both
well.
sides able to
I
claim
cast
one, but
second
who will be able
shift.
to take this next objective. You're already seeing Team Lil Gun in position to be able to hit the retribution.
Yeah, they kinda, but Chu is already.
I'll be casting a lot in this tournament.
4 people petrify again with the final blow, follow up with everything, every bit of damage they have, but not enough.
RQ Hoshi's
Yeah,
trying,
just showcasing
chat.
his mastery of that show, but it looks like RQ Hoshi.
It was a pretty
able to
good
take
gold
this
lead
turtle in their hands.
for
We'll
Team
get that
Little
XP
Gun,
boost
but
that we're looking
RQ's
for.
kind of
Slowly
pulling
starting
back.
to try and equalize this economy. They are down by about 1,000 gold. That's just
Skylar
telling half of the story. as
and-
both these teams fighting out early.
and the
aggression,
Benedetta
5-4
is just
already
going
on the
ham.
scoreboard, and it's just a
Right
battle
now.
back and forth. I wouldn't say this is really a one-sided story, but it sees
If they can't catch
is
Skylar-
on the way.
Skylar.
Yeah,
I think they actually might
should
be able to
take
do
the
it.
Tier 1 turret. They should take all of the Tier 1 turrets. Team Lil Gun.
He's an
I mean, they need
assassin
to
player.
use
See,
all
this is,
the,
you know, I'm not like too familiar with
stronger parts of
overseas
the
because, you know, I'm
SS, which is his
constantly
ultimate to
managing
pressure all of,
pro
first
teams
turrets and
in North
second turrets,
America,
and,
so
you kind of don't want to go.
it's
to the
nice to be
super
able
late
to,
game
you know,
here
take an
because of
approach
Bavaria
and see
Claude
like
are-
what's happening
and the
overseas.
Elect the final blow and. I mean,
Kinda crazy to see Erad pull out a tank. If you guys are saying he's I heard that he's an insane Fanny player, so
Yeah, we are going to see a turret fall for both sides. Both tier 1s on opposite
I think this is the
lanes.
final
Which means
lineup.
these teams
They
are still pretty even.
they only have
even
one
though they don't
sub,
have the
which
late
is
game,
Clay.
early game damage to be able to burst down the Barats. RQ Hoshi still doing pretty decent. On,
Banana
making
is
this an
technically
even
the
match.
EXP
And if
lane.
they can hold off long enough, like
But
you mentioned,
the
late
name
game is
isn't
gonna be a
matching
problem.
in
They'll
game.
Be able to kind of take down Zara
An
and
insane
Ethan,
Lancelot?
especially
That's
with Ethan
good-
not having
good
a Purify,
information to
we'll
know.
Be able to kind of be hit with the.
I think
way the dragon
he
from
had to
Bruce,
counter
who's
with a
been
tank
rotating around really
because
well with this,
like it's
show. You're
really
seeing
hard to
showcase
play an
right there.
assassin against brats.
High mobility team so far for the composition of RQ Hoshi.
Yeah, the RQ
And then
Hoshi
especially
have
Estes, like
initiation.
they're
They
literally
have
just
Joe,
pulling
they have-
out.
I mean, sometimes
Oh.
Benedetta can
Oh,
initiate
no.
even,
Ben.
and that's what
Banana.
they're doing. They're trying to initiate and make a kill, and it will
Banana,
eventually
watch
work.
out! They're
That's
coming
what I'm
for
trying
the.
to say.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you see
They're gonna attempt to. Okay, I like that.
Skylar will find one off screen though on the top side. Bebex is gonna
Skylar.
clear the bot one.
This is what I was telling you, bro.
So far. Lord
Watch
has
out for
spawned
him.
in and aggro has been pulled.
Look, this is what I wish North American teams would do. You see how they're pushing that mid turret super hard when the Lord's being contested? Like it's forcing them to make decisions. And in North America, they don't force teams to make decisions, they force clashes.
My guess.
I guess that's a decision,
Teams
but
getting ready to fight it out. Lord at about 25% HP. Look at
oh,
Joe.
they went in. Go. No, he got it.
We get the knockup. Irab with the retribution though. We'll claim it for RQ Hoshi. Speedy Light Wheel's going down. Ethan takes down.
Get out of there. I don't know if Irad can get out. He's trying. There's just collapsing on him.
But it looks like Irad
They
trapped
dodged
his
it.
wrath. Forbid will be able to shut him down. Blazing duet from Skylar, hitting the full team of Team Lil Gun. Not able to draw a kill, and both sides will disengage. But the Lord goes to RQ Hoshi.
Wow, the Cho eventually
RQ Hoshi is just more disciplined.
And Baraz used his ultimate on the Cho, but missed the smite though, and Chu kind of interrupted him. So
it's the discipline, Chad. It's
cool.
the discipline.
I guess he's was trying to use.
I like the clap back by Little Gun though. They ain't giving up.
But the
Benedetta. Look at the position of Benedetta. She's.
Ooh, look at the positioning from Jenna Saints right there. Gonna go ahead and hide in that bush on that purple buff. They did trade though, even though they RQ Hoshi got that Lord. Team Lil Gun was able to clear that tier 1 turret in the mid lane, which
even
is
Steph
I would say
Weezy
a fair enough trade. As long as they can kind of defend this Lord, they don't lose much from that engagement, but they open up the opportunity to invade. But speaking of invasion, a little bit too overextended, and Bruce getting caught in a lot of CC, may not be able to get out of there. Zion's on the chase. Able to shut him down.
Skylar still available. He's not gonna go for it just yet. He's getting the stacks.
Caught with actually full 5-man caught with that tier 2 turret top side. May drop if they're not careful.
Yeah,
look at that damage from Skylar already.
In position they wanna be because they have this Novaria.
He said, "I went to go grab a cup of water, and RQ's winning."
Super high mobility heroes who can clear the lanes. So Team Lil Gun are composition are like they want to be 5 people stacked up one on top of another, and RQ Hoshi are going to split push them in my opinion because of the mobility heroes, and now is the stage when they gonna shine.
Yeah, and you are going to already see a 4 kill lead for the side of Team Lil Gun, down by 1,000 gold. You are looking at RQ Hoshi leading by 1 turret as well. But still, overall, a pretty close game. Now at that 12-minute mark,
both team has late game security.
Populated on the screen so far.
They have the carry.
From the
Ooh, look at the
Demon Hunter sword and
they're just
the Golden Staff.
maybe they don't see the Benedetta in the bottom lane.
He's
TPing. He knows.
Needed to kind of burst
He's
down
TPing. Look at it. Look at it. Do they attempt to go for it? The carry.
To burst Barats, but
are they gonna go for it? He's loading up his sharpness right now.
This start of the fight when Chu just ulting the Estes probably is going to RQ Hoshi going to try to start this way fight. To burst down fast one target and then like
2 tank items, no damage.
Slowly grinding another.
And you see both teams getting ready. Lord is going to spawn in again. Last one went to RQ Hoshi. Can Team Lil Gun defend this and take this objective? If not, RQ Hoshi may be able to start working on opening up their base and taking some of the inhibitors. As you are seeing both teams trying to pull the aggro. Big knockup. Denton is welcome. Connected. Zara with the set. A couple of knockups on the way. G-Kondo rushing in. But Erad will claim the Lord again for RQ Hoshi. Retry Finger Gods. Skylight is going to take down the Brat. Zara will fall. Erad takes down Ethan. You're going to find another member falling as Octa takes down Eisen. 3 members down for Team Lil Gun. Still rushing in, trying to get the game ender. Trying to close this out. They did take out that Lord. May be able to do it as down goes the tier 2 turret for the mid lane.
Whew, what a fight. Chu again used Flicker and ultimate, but this time on the carry, and the Purify worked super good for carry, but it wasn't still like not there. I guess carry is building like tanky items.
I'm trying to make sure I'm still in production, chat.
There's like no actual damage here because like it's not enough. She should like one shot
RQ
people, but
is
not
pushing Team Little Gun, yo.
Not working out.
This
you're gonna go ahead and see Team Lil Gun now forced in their base. Both teams
this is the best
trying to
out
fight
of 3
it out.
though, so
Will RQ Hoshi be able to take this one? Team Logun trying to hold him off, trying to stop this Lord from making his way into the base. This is Luminous, though. Skylord able to take the inhibitor on the top side. One more turret to go for a possible game ender in game 1 of Group Stage A.
Yeah, it's there are chances, but this is the point when actually Team Lilgan is like can't be split pushed at the
so
base.
this is
so maybe if
this
they
is
hold
something
up
that
for,
I
like,
don't
some
see in North
extra
America.
3 or 4
Do you
minutes,
see
maybe
that,
they're gonna
like,
farm some damage?
the Lord pushed
basically they need to start
all of
bursting
RQ
down
Hoshi
someone.
split, took all of
Yeah,
the
you are gonna
map
go ahead and see
jungle.
RQ Hoshi versus Team Logun so far.
So they didn't
Working
even
in RQ Hoshi's
they got the
favor.
Lord,
A lot of the
secured
items are showcasing
everything,
on the board
reached
so far.
the
Anti-heal
base,
picked up
and
from
then
the Navarro,
now they're
trying to find a way to counter
sweeping
this Estes.
everything,
You are looking at Cho picking up
sweeping
the dominance
everything
ice.
off the
Everybody had
map.
some anti-heal for the most part, and doing a really good job on their itemization.
They literally
Team
look.
Logun
Look, Benedetta's
doesn't
going
really
to
have too
steal.
many chances to be able to hold them off.
Yep,
They're
look.
gonna
So
definitely have to
Benedetta's
try
getting
and fight
the
for
last
this
camp
next
at the
neutral objective,
bottom.
because if RQ Hoshi
Everybody
can't
else
take
is
this
pushing
Luminous
up to the
Lord,
top,
could be a
clearing the
possible
left
game
side of the map, and then
I don't know.
that
but
gives
it's
them
going
enough
to be
time
really
to
hard
then
for-
do
to
lane
come back
management,
for
and
Team
then
Lilgan from
30
here,
seconds
because,
for the
like,
Lord,
you know, every
and you're
fight,
good.
Claude has this ability to like ult
Just absolutely
in the late
nasty.
stages of the fight, which you don't want to.
They went from having
happening every single time,
42,000
because,
gold to having
like,
almost
Benedetta starts
50,000.
damaging people,
They got a
Navarre
lot of
damaging
gold out of
people, and
that.
only then Cloud is jumping in to like kind of finish all of them off. You don't want to.
And look, they're still farming,
because it's pretty hard to defend.
Yeah, you are going to go ahead and see both teams
And then
getting ready
look,
for this next
damn.
neutral objective.
Lord set.
Luminous Lord will
Not
spawn in
only
the
does
next
that allow them to
4
farm the
seconds.
jungle, that allows
And we
them
were
to
able see
keep
RQ
control
Hoshi
of the
for most
map
part take this
and know
a little
exactly
bit
where
problem.
Team
They were
Little
winning
Gun
spot
is.
by
But
engagements, but it looks like
look,
Team Little Gun
Benedetta, I
is
like
gonna
the
try and
back
contest this.
push.
They know everything is on the line right here, and they need
Back
this
the
objective
left
in
lane
order to turn this
push
game
is
on the backside.
crazy.
Meanwhile, Third Lord is going in. It's not like Luminous Lord, like level 3 Lord. Oh, and again, Flicker and the Veil, the Dragon used on the CC. Immediately Vengeance popped out and going back to disengage.
Yeah, a little bit of a disengage. RQ Hoshi, Team Low Gun.
Yeah, you can just see
Getting
the
ready for this
different
battle.
quality.
50% HP
I wouldn't
for
say I'm
the Lord.
comparing them
But
simple.
on
I'm
the top
just
side,
more
Benedetta doing a real good job of
breaking
splitting
it
these
down.
lanes. It's going to force them to push off. You are going to see the Vexana go back to try and clear these minions, which will open up the opportunity in terms of numbers for RQ Hoshi, as the Lord is very low. Zara.
Oh, they're backdooring.
Retribution. Able
Oh.
to take it for Team Low
Oh, they
Gun.
opted to not-
First Lord
not
of the
go.
day for them. And mortality has been proc. Blazing Duet from Skylar into Zara, into the
Oh
full
my
5-man team
God.
of Team Low Gun. Octa able to take down
Oh
Zara.
my God, the
going down.
Benedetta.
Jenna Saint with a huge play. What a
They want the
turnaround
snipe.
from
They want the
Logan.
snipe. Baybex is trying to take
Didn't
it.
went for the finish up. Wow, such a good fight. But I guess like RQ Hoshi should went for the kills, I think, and super
That winter
good. Like,
Trenchian
Benedetta went for,
that was
like,
popped
two
by the
people, and
Vexana
at the
literally
end, but
saved
didn't
their
quite
life.
Finish them off and just safely went back.
Literally
because there's a
saved
Lord
their
to
life.
death on top of that. Just look at that freeze from the Estes, completely dodging all of the damage from the Claude, make him survive.
Where's the
Okay.
Estes?
I wonder if Claude build anti-heal here.
Yeah, that's definitely something
I'm actually
wondering as
surprised
well.
Claude
As you are going to go ahead and see
having
possible
I mean, we
seeds
haven't seen
for
any
the base.
items,
The turnaround
but
from Team Low Gun, a love set on the way, but you are going to see the Astro Echo go out. They are going to disengage, not going to go in for that inhibitor turret, but now this is an even game. Anybody can take this match.
Yeah, that's Lord. They always going for this 50-50 Lord. I don't know. Why don't just they fight on the full HP, kind of trying to get 1-2 person and then kind of bait Lord and attack the team instead of going of this like 50-50 retribution every time.
Yeah, you know, but they do have the Benedetta and like I said, they have a lot of mobility for the side of RQ Host. She's a can split push. It was the right idea, but they were not able to get Zara away from that Lord. We talked about his sustainability, especially running this Barats. You're looking at him very heavy with the Guardian Helmet, the Anti-Cuirass, the Athena Shield, and the Dominant Sides to be able to protect himself. And then Estes to keep him alive, has those additional healing effects
yeah,
from the
Claude,
Flask of Oasis.
Claude did
to
not
top that
build
off. It has been a problem. I mean, they don't really
halberd.
have anybody to kind of push him back. They have Irad on this Fredrin to be able to get the knockup and
Red.
energy eruption for a possible stun.
Red.
But Zara pretty much has free range when it comes to kind of being that bully inside of these neutral zones.
CC almost
Yeah, it's
did that
working out, but what,
dirty.
you can see like the classics. The classics is like the pop train strategy versus split push strategy. Like these are the classics of the all MOBA, I guess. The pop train versus the split push.
A pop
Yeah, now
train?
you're
What's a
gonna go ahead
pop
and see
train?
both teams getting ready again for the next neutral objective. I wonder who will be able to take this one. This may actually be the possible game ender. We're now sitting at 20 minutes. This is officially the late game. This is longer than what we typically see even on the North American scene. Most of our matches are like 14, 15 minutes, with some of the long ones going past the 20-minute mark. Everybody full game build with that late damage. RQ Hoshi, Team Logun. Both of these teams need this match. This is a best of 3, and this will definitely give them a huge advantage for a possible sweep as the Luminous Lord spawns in.
Yeah, I agree with this one, and I kind of thinking that Fredrin is not fit very good in the RQ Hoshi team composition. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the
it
composition
doesn't matter.
is definitely interesting.
late
I feel
game.
like it's kind of working out for both sides, though. Like I said, it's
We're
not really
looking for a backdoor
a
chat.
one-sided story.
Like, look
I
at the
would've expected,
Benedetta and the
Barats
quad
to
setup.
had a little bit more pressure in the early phase, but it looks like RQ Hoshi was able to make up with their macro and their micro. With the Lord spawned in, though, 50% HP, you are going to see Irad pulling the aggro. Some good split pushing from Genesante, though, on the bot side, running this
They're gonna go
Benedetta. You
for
see
it.
him kind of camping on that purple buff.
They really
waiting for
want
the
it,
opportunity
dude.
to kind of split this lane. And maybe an actual backdoor play
Okay. Oh.
if Team Lilgun is not careful.
Ooh, they fucked up.
Oh, the Benedetta might
RQ
go for the
they
draw.
fucked
No.
up. They
She-
reset
it's
at the
just,
Lord.
It's just a bait. She's just waiting. And yeah, RQ Hoshi are doing the absolutely right thing, because you don't want to engage 5 versus 5 like straight up bold fight. You want to like kind of split them up
Are they-
a little bit to
Are they
make
doing this
like,
on
quick
purpose
attack
just to
with the
delay
shield,
to see if they could
and the
possibly
flicker
set
or
up for a
Benedetta,
backdoor?
like the final blow with Petrify.
I think that's
Yeah,
oh
with the
okay.
spawned
Easy
in.
push right there.
Irad
Push
again,
mid and right.
Pulling the aggro,
Now
trying to bait
they're
Team
attacking the
Lilgun
back
to
door
take
by
this engagement. A little
Benedetta.
bit of a knockup, though. Zara taking the fight.
They're
Very
putting
low,
on
though.
a huge
Massive
pressure
Zara take him down.
on the brats.
Big play as they won't have the
Ooh.
retribution to be
They're
able
gonna
to
go
contest
for
this
it.
Lord.
Backdoor.
RQ Hoshi,
Backdoor.
though,
They're holding
may
them.
going for the fight, but
They're
look at
holding them.
Benedetta on the base.
They're
May go for the back
ooh,
door.
the vengeance.
Trying to hold him from getting back. Not allow nobody to recall Benedetta.
Benedetta
Now
to
on the
backdoored.
base, Crystal.
She
dealing some
backdoored.
massive damage.
She backdoored.
15%.
They backdoored.
RQ Hoshi backdoors Team Lilgun for game 1 in our best of 3. One step closer to making it out of the group stage.
Oh, man,
RQ.
this is experience. This is experience. Like, what can I say? This is just an experienced game, because I think the mistake on the Team Lilgan was that they should have so much more with the Estes and Barats combo early game, like level 4+. They should force the objective so much more aggressively, and take all first turrets
I muted
and go
myself.
on to taking second turrets. Just like I said, like if they want to like 6 to 8 minutes into the game have solid gold lead, but more importantly map control, and what you wanna hold RQ Hoshi on at the base and trying to pressure this third tower, and that's how you win with
Why
Barat. You
can't I hear
can't
you?
just like casually walking like this. Okay, will a little bit damage of tower here, a little bit damage tower there. No, you need to rush because late game it's not gonna work.
Yeah, Genesante, definitely credits to him. Rotating around, getting that backdoor play. We were kind of watching him, oftentimes just hiding in that purple buff bush and waiting for the opportunity to force somebody to split off these lords. And when they didn't split, hey, he just went straight to the heart of the game, shut down that base crystal. Now, not the easiest thing to pull off. You usually see a marksman kind of go for the backdoor play. But we talked about the mobility that he provided to the team with the Benedetta, and not something I really see in NA be kind of slotted in. And it's interesting seeing as meta's shifting in Indonesia, pulling out some tricks from their bag, able to get it. That is game number 1, though, for the side of RQ Hoshi. One step closer. Like we said, this is a best of 3.
I know what happened.
And there is still a chance for Team Lil Gun to turn this around. But I do
Like
agree with you.
lost,
The Barats, when there was no early game damage, I would have liked to see them kind of dominate a little bit more of that early phase. But we just really didn't get to see that. And I think maybe it's just from Genesante opening up these opportunities with the split push and mobility.
And I don't know, is it just me, but I didn't quite saw the Vixana here. It's not was not that big here. I would love to see the stats of this game, how much damage did she dealt, and but yeah, Team Lil Gun need to play like faster phase, like more aggressive pressure with this kind of comp, and it might work. But if they should understand, if they go to like 16 minutes into the game and with no lead, they're gonna lose. Most likely they're gonna lose, because it's just the damage is just overwhelming. It's just Claude is insanely high damage output.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Skylar did a really good job rotating around, getting to the back lane. Almost every single time you'd see him pop that BMI and use that Blazing Duet and hit pretty much the full team of Lil Gun on those 5v5 engagements, and that's what really opened up the opportunity. It was kind of zoning them out from even being able to push these Lords, and definitely some good rotations between Skylar and Genesante. Both side laners definitely doing an excellent job. I would say, though, hopefully for Team Lil Gun,
scoreboard's not updated.
we see a little bit of a stronger pressure in the early phase. It wasn't too one-sided, though. I would say it was kind of even up until a couple of these Lords. As we are now panning over to some of the highlights that made this story. Zara able to take that first turtle. You are seeing the second turtle on the way. The engagement. Genesante, just speaking about him, able to find Forbid. Blazing Duet from Skylar, the other side laner. Zara taking out Genesante. Skylar providing some massive damage with the Blazing Duet. Battle over the third turtle. Skylar taking down Ethan. 4-3, though, like we said, not the highest kill game, and pretty even with across the board in terms of kills. You are seeing some massive CC, though. Fourth turtle popping up on the scoreboard so far. Like to find a blow going in, and Erad able to claim it. A lot of these objectives were going to the side of RQ Hoshi, though, the later this game went. As you've seen, Erad starting to kind of rack these up with the Retribution. Ethan taking down Burst right there, who also had a really good game, rotating around and had some big G-Condos, knocking up 3 members from the side of Team Lil Gun. Blazing Duet from Skylar again. Full man. Able to connect to 4 members from the side
he's just stacking damage, like, you know, to be in the top of the stats.
What's Flex Horns? Flex Horns are like our chat currency.
But yeah, I just was thinking about the Lords. 2 of them was taken by the Lil Gun, but they actually couldn't make anything good off of them. And like, this is my point is, why would you risk to take the Lord?
Wonder if there's going to be a type of break here.
People from your team is dead,
it's like a
and
chat
now
currency.
you cannot use
we do like
Lord.
giveaways and
why
stuff with it.
For it. Just go for the kills. Try to kill. Prioritize the heroes instead of prioritizing Lord. It's not going to give you anything.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of those battles on the way. Immortality being procced. Both sides fighting it out. But again, this is where you start to see the side of RQ Hoshi take the advantage. Big play over there from Genesante with the Electro final blow. Skylar taking down Zara, especially here, taking down the jungler super early before even going for this Lord, opening up the opportunity for a possible take. But they don't even go for it. There goes Genesante with the excellent macro, excellent micro, the backdoor play to close out game 1.
Yeah, and, but I'm, you know, I'm thinking that even if he didn't backdoor the crystal here, they still was like 5 versus 3, and they would overwhelm. RQ Hoshi would overwhelm probably with just the regular minions, even without Lord.
Put on there.
Yeah, and speaking of RQ Hoshi, there goes the MVP himself, Skylar.
Yeah, I had to reset the
KDA 304, 36% damage dealt, 15,000 gold per minute. That's a little high. But definitely was leading the way in this game, and that only paints half the story. His execution on the BMIs and the Blazing Duet really kind of made the difference in a lot of these neutral engagement fights.
that's not a lot. It's like impossible high. Imagine like 15k gold per minute. Game would end at probably like 5 minutes. But yeah, I would like to take a to give a credit on Skylar, because not every time you can see the Claude who's actually start to play from like early game, because he's pretty much rotated from the gold lane to the bot lane to finish up Estes. Like where can you see this? Because Cloud is kind of useless until he get like Demon Hunter Sword and the Golden Staff, but this Cloud is probably like ganking up with just a boot, and it's enough for him. Works. For
I don't know
him.
what time we get on.
Well, if he was getting 15,000 gold per minute, I think he would.
I don't understand what
like 2
like.
minutes, but that was overall, guys. That wasn't the that wasn't gold
that's
per
overall.
minute.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we just having fun.
Yeah, that was definitely funny though to be able
That's
to see.
what I was wondering,
really
if it's
just
the
a good
first
game.
two matches,
I
and
wanna
then
see
we're in
how
the
Team
second,
Logan kind of responds
part.
to this.
We're
Like I
gonna
said, we
be,
don't want to see one-sided stories or see
we're gonna
these
be
sweeps.
casting.
This is Group Stage A though. Not every team is going to make it out. One team will fall
I thought
out
the same
of
thing.
games of future before we progress on to the next phase. So
I think
Team
they
Logan's
cast
definitely going to
this
have to
one
step up their
series,
energy for
and then we
round 2 if
swap.
they want to have a chance to compete in
And
here.
then we
because
cast
now
the series, and
they're
then
sitting
that's
at
it.
match point for RQ Hoshi for a chance for a sweep.
Yeah, you know, in my opinion, for now, from analysis,
I was kind of
from
looking
game
at
one,
the.
I would say that draft is
I was looking
doesn't
at this,
matter
but
at this point.
it really doesn't say like when
RQ Hoshi seems like to play much
commentators
more
draft.
faster game.
Commentator.
They
I
are
wish there was
one,
like where it showed
class
commentators
above,
switch.
Team Dilgan, and when this happened, draft is not that big of a deal. It seemed like Team Dilgan are hesitating with their decisions. They like not going all in or not going all the way back, which is RQ. They committed.
If we go to
one
all the way to
decision. They like
2300, what's
go all in
2300?
this decision. They not double thinking because it's too slow. They just doing and then retreating, just going in,
23.
going out, and Lil Gun are like kind of, should we go? No, we shouldn't go. And this is like not gonna work. They need to switch this particular thing to match up RQ Hoshi tempo, and then the draft going to matter. But at this point, RQ can draft anything they want.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, when we were looking at Team Logun in the beginning for the first turtle, they were able to kind of take it, and I thought they were going to be online to be able to keep pushing forward and have full control of the early game. But like you said, not being able to make a concise decision
I don't think
between
that's
the entire
correct,
team
though.
kind of
'Cause
costed them on a lot of these neutral engagements. As you are seeing again,
mean,
Skylar.
Yeah, that's
with a
what
strong presence inside of that gold lane. But also, I want to paint some picture into Genesante, right? The dude was a menace.
I don't know.
With
It
the
says
Benedetta in those
it
rotations.
says map
had a
one,
really good,
match one.
match. But we also got to look at the mid lane, right? They
I
have
wish it
the,
would just tell us
Navaria,
what teams are
who doesn't really
competing,
often
but
get
it's
that much
all in
credit.
Russian.
But when you use those Astro Echoes to slow down the entire
Yeah,
team,
no,
it does have
but
such a
even
strong
then,
impact.
it's
Even though he's not
still-
getting
that
the kills,
Russian's probably-
he's racking up those assists.
I don't know. It probably isn't
and
as
also
detailed.
making it easier to be able to take down the members of Team Lil Gun, which was giving them a hard time pushing into these neutral objectives, especially with the Barats, who's kind of frontline heavy, who has to kind of rush in before the team. And oftentimes, you were seeing him get bursted down first. Inside of these Lord fights, especially with Skylar getting all that gold and getting those core items nice and early.
I think this is if it goes best out of 3.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
This,
and you
this
know,
part right here.
the Novaria ult shines even more when she
then this would
ult
be
and immediately
map 1,
team
match.
follow up
What
with
the
the
fuck?
initiation. And
Map 3, match
they
2.
are using this information
Map
right
1,
away,
okay,
and that's
not
how
right.
it should be played.
Yeah, definitely should be
Map
played.
1,
and like
match
you said,
3,
a
map
couple
2,
things have
match
to change
3.
for game number
Wait,
2.
what happened to
Team Lil
match
Gun wants
2?
to have a chance to stay in here.
Well, that is match
Number
2.
1, have a stronger early game presence, right? Try and focus on making RQ Hoshi uncomfortable. You see, once they find their groove, once they find their rhythm, they're very hard to stop. It started being more of a one-sided story when RQ Hoshi was able to kind of zone out these neutral objectives. Number 2,
I don't know.
stop the side
I'm
lanes.
just here,
Find a
bro.
way to disrupt Skylar's synergy. Try and stop him from getting a lot of gold, especially early in the game, to deal that massive damage. Maybe going and getting a gank, trading a turtle possibly for a kill in the gold lane could delay
I don't
that
know.
from even
I don't
happening.
know.
But then also,
What channel am I
XP lane.
casting for? To be
Find a
the
way
one
to
that I
rotate
put in
with
the link.
Genesante. Either
I dropped
have a high
the link in the
mobility XP laner that
description.
can keep
It's the
up
same
with
one
him,
as this one.
or be a lane bully to
I'll
force
be in
him
the games
to
of the
not
future
moving out of that lane.
MLBB. I'm like grabbing it.
Yeah,
Stream
a lot of things might work
Damn,
for the team.
12,000
I feel
people are
like
watching this.
If the team Lil Gun picks something
Watching
else,
Wheezy and War
not
Barbie.
Vixana, but more like constantly damaging hero. Maybe Lunox, like I don't know, maybe. But Vixana seems like a support hero.
Yo,
but,
12,000 people watching
Lil Gun
this.
was lacking damage a little bit, so they
Was
should
22K
probably
during
have
the
something
match?
like Aurora. Lunox,
Damn.
like some steady damage. It felt like they might be able to kind of counter-attack more, because even though Team Lil Gun had this team composition, 5
This is
people,
crazy,
like super strong
chat.
tanky setup. RQ Hoshi still
That's why I went all out, you
initiate
know.
on
That's why.
them with the
That's why yo
or with the
ObG
Electro final blow
over here,
Petrify
you know,
and Novaria ult combo.
looking spiffy.
And they
Looking
being
spiffy.
bullied, but they the one who should bully, so that's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, and we want to see kind of how this kind of plays into game number 2.
Yeah.
Right? Like we said, this is a best of 3, so there's a possibility for that sweep out there, especially for the first series of the day. That's a bold statement.
R7
from the side of RQ Hoshi. If they can pull that off, we
R7
expect them to
streaming.
be
He's at
even more
50K
aggressive,
plus viewers.
jumping into this
God
game. I mean, there's a lot of things that
damn.
they did right there. Their early game, they lost the first neutral objective, didn't get that turtle, but they're able to make up for it from rotating around the lanes. You often see them trade a turtle or lord for a turret.
He's at 1.2 right now.
To be able to not go for those neutral objectives that a lot of teams don't really go in for. So
Like
keeping Team Lil Gun.
Rex already had like
further this match goes,
like
I
a
can't wait to see,
massive
how Team Lil Gun
following because of
responds.
him being
I
at
do expect them to
M4,
kind of pick it up a little bit.
M5.
I wouldn't say
Like,
that RQ Hoshi just completely annihilated them or dominated them. I just think they did slightly better on the rotations for the side laners, which made the massive difference for the neutral engagement. So if we can see Team Lil Gun kind of pick up their momentum, their mobility, and maybe a little bit of a better outcome
Wheezy's
for
went
them, as
wild
we're now
too.
jumping into
Like he's got
game
that
number
like
2 for the first series of the day.
monotone
Team Lil
voice
Gun
that is
all
like
the way out from
nice to
Mongolia
listen to. I don't
up
know.
against RQ Hoshi, currently match point and a possible sweep.
R7 stream was at
does not stay on their toes.
160K or was it the
Yeah,
official
the balance
stream?
are pretty similar from the last games. Nolan and Arlo being closed up. Matilda straight away being banned by the RQ Hoshi on the first ban. The mobility heroes being banned and the uncomfortable RQ Hoshi are showed that they absolutely understand how to use the mobility on their hero to gain maximum advantage from it. And we'll see how
guessing,
Team
but
Gun
I don't
going
even
to
know what the
adapt and
bracket is, bro.
what is their response is going to be.
I'm expecting RQ Hoshi to ban out the Minotaur again. I mean, this is similar to the last match with the bans.
I'm thinking that
RQ Hoshi, actually the exact same for both
like
sides.
private
So
and
possibly a Minotaur ban may be on the way. It's probably
Burger Kim are
comfort
casting the
ban
lower
that they know
two. We're
Team Lil Gun
gonna
likes to run.
they'll be
So
casting this if it
there
goes
is gonna still open
best
up
out of
some
3.
their
They
favorite
cast
picks.
best
Maybe
out
we
of
see the
3.
bit
If
of
not,
that
then
again.
we
It
go
definitely
to
worked out before.
this
Very
one,
hard
which
to
it was
keep up
number
with.
2 of
The
Group
Claude,
B.
if Skylar can pick that
Which
up,
that
I think
doesn't
he,
even make sense.
Executes well on that, and it looks like they're not going to ban it out. They do
'Cause,
go
like,
in for the Navaria.
Like
though.
that's not
We've
even
talked about
making
the
sense
Navaria
because it's
not really being
technically
talked
like
about
we're going
that
Team
much
Little
or,
Gun, so
shown as one of
we
those
would
key
be
heroes
casting Burmese
last game,
Ghouls
but
and
it
Deuce
had a
Vault.
heavy impact, especially with the slow that it was providing and also the massive damage output. That the
Yeah,
team
I
was able to
cast.
input
I'll be
from that,
casting next
that
on
slow
this
CC.
this
So,
channel.
jumping into this, like we said, a couple of adjustments to the ban phase for the side of Team Lil Gun.
Rusko.
In the Green River again, like it's pretty much the same bans except of Novaria being added.
I don't know why there's less teams.
Ruby is being picked
I think
straight
it's
away,
just
so
because
the ban of Ruby
it was
last
like an
game
invite
from,
only.
RQ Hoshi, I believe, right?
Irad?
And was
I think they're all or no, they're Indonesian, right?
Big, like, yeah,
No, Irad is
let's
definitely
see.
Filipino.
I'm stoked to
Yeah.
see what is so dangerous Ruby doing.
Yeah, he's
in
definitely
these games
Filipino.
that being drafted on the first pick and being banned. So I would love to see that.
They have
I
2
like the Ruby team.
Filipinos and
Honestly, it's
3
something that you see in the NA
Indos.
scene. It's been having such a strong impact. You can flex it to the XP, you can flex it to the roam position, and it does just as well in both. But again, if they run that heavy mobility composition, Ruby has a little bit of mobility, but against the Benedetta, I'm not sure how that's going to kind of play out. But you are going to see, again, a similar pickup. The CC will be slotted in for RRQ Hoshi, but this time, the sustainability is going to be the Ceramis, which will be
it's
watch.
banana.
Now, there is a Valentina still on the table, so
Will
I'm wondering if Team
Blacklist
Lil Gun
play?
is gonna go
I
in
think
for that so that they can have
they're
another
playing on
round
the
as well.
other stream. There's like
No, I don't think they.
there's like 2
but I
streams
don't know,
going
I
on,
don't
like
know,
you can
maybe.
see.
I feel like even Faramis would be so
mean,
much better the last game.
Stream A
but
definitely
they
has
went
way
with
more views
So
than
now
Stream
we're gonna
B.
have a Luminous Lord dealing with them. Quite a change from the first game, and
play on your side, you cannot feel her impact that good, but when you play against it, oh my god, it's like it stuns you every single time when you not want to be stunned. It's keep going with the stuns. Yeah, so annoying.
You're going to
hero.
see the Lilia picked up though, so they're going to have early game damage this side for Team Lil Gun. They are going to go in for the jungle nice and early. The Martis, we know he has the anti-CC in his kit.
I'm just trying to keep up with everything. I have so many damn screens open, chat, because like,
and he's overall just
I gotta
a really
like
jungler for the first neutral objectives. He does fall off a little bit later in the game, which we will have to watch out for. Team Lowgun, they had the Barats before. It was a jungle bully, but it just didn't really work out the way they kind of planned it to. And it looks like they're going to be a little bit more aggressive now with this Martis, which could possibly open the doors for them in the early game. But you are going to see RQ Hoshi picking.
Oh, they crashed. Oh no. Or did I crash?
Up there.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
the
no.
Kaja is like,
That was
I don't
them.
know. It's we saw this hero a lot. Like, you know, it reminds me the game from the Team Fire Flags when they went from Kaja and built the fleeing time like almost like first or second item, and keep using this ultimate, keep ulting, keep killing, but it didn't kind of work because when team fight appears, it's not that effective. It's effective on the solo kills, but with a team fight, like, I don't know. So I want to see how RQ Hoshi is going to use the Kaja, because it seems like they are using heroes to their maximum potential.
Why is Indonesia getting
speaking of
carried by
maximum potential, there
Filipinos?
goes the carry banned out.
I didn't know Filipinos were the
One of those
master
more
race, bro.
prevalent marksmans that we've been seeing this time around. In terms of meta, like the Claude is
820 here in the
still
Philippines.
on the table. Definitely can be picked up for either side.
I mean, Skylar was actually
on it. I wonder if he's going to
carrying
try and get
quite
that.
hard
They
as
are gonna have
well.
first pick this time around, being second on the.
And I mean, he's
for today's
he's
draft.
Indo.
Now, there's still a couple of bans on the table. Looking at Team Lowgun, like I said, the Ruby can be flexed into the roam position, or it could be XP. Either way, they can decide if they want to run a support, they can, to match up, especially against the heals that the Faramis is going to provide with the Nether Realm. Or they can go in for some more additional CC. There is no Diggy banned out, and there's no Minotaur actually banned out this time around, which could be a viable option if they do want to kind of last pick that and catch RQ Hoshi off guard.
Cat.
Yeah, but again, mobility
Crazy.
is kind of like, I don't know.
Who's the guy on the
Marcus
left?
is super strong hero, but when
about
he's
Steph
like
Weezy?
being attacked and he's forced to counter attack,
Are you talking about?
otherwise they need
You
to
talking about
have
this
some,
guy? This
I don't
guy
know,
right
maybe
here, or
Rafaela,
this
something
guy?
like that, and because they need
This
to
is
fix
this
the
would be
mobility.
my
Ruby
right. I
is
guess
not
this is
that,
my left. Interesting.
good as well in this department. The carry and the Cloud being
Everything's like
banned,
reversed.
like double marksman.
That's War
this
Barbie,
time. They not
which
play around.
is,
They take
if
in
I'm
notes
not
and, using
mistaken,
them
I think he
straight
was
away.
like a coach
They
for.
are trying to limit some of the marksmen.
Burmese
available.
schools?
A couple other ones that we do see sometimes sneaking up in there is the Irithel, the Natan can be a viable option. The Bruno, the Brody.
Or helped out in
Still some strong picks.
he
to be
helped
able to
out
be slotted
coaching
from either
in
side.
in some of these
I am
teams.
watching for RQ Hoshi though, having that Kaja, that suppression.
My right hand.
It can work, especially on the Martis, right? He's going to go
That's
in for
my
his
right
objectives.
hand.
If they can grab him right before that retribution mark, then you're going to.
This is War Barbie right here. This is Steph Weezy.
Take some of these early turtles, so that is something to watch out for. And the Kaja is a counter to the Lilia, because the Lilia can use the black shoes, be able to get
That was
all
such
HP back
great
that she
micro
has
in order
lost.
to get that
But
back
if the Kaja
for
can hit
man.
with the Divine Judgment right beforehand, then it'll be an easy kill.
The classic, the Beatrix.
Maybe this isn't a Team Little Gun.
Yeah, it's super
this is-
strong hero.
this is War Barbie.
Still super strong hero. Like, you know this when some hero being nerfed just a little bit. Everybody is like, it's unplayable now. We're not going to pick him anymore. And that you can see it's not. Should be not treated this way, because if it's like minor fix, it's not the reason to not stop picking this hero. And Beatrix is there. And
Who's my
I would
predict
love
in
to
this
see-
tournament? I mean, I think it's all up
Yeah, I
in
was
the
actually
air,
interested
because
in
like,
the
you know,
Beatrix.
it's
We
really
don't
the
see
first
Beatrix that often
international
inside of the
tournament,
side of things. Honestly, it's one of the least picked
that we'll
marksmen. You
see.
usually the Bruno.
Yeah, I'll
the
be casting
Irithel,
in the second
the
shift.
Claude, the Carry, the Natan, all usually picked before her. So to be able to see this in the international
cat.
scene, I want
Another
to see how
one.
it kind of plays out. But there it goes, the final pick on the side for Team Lowgun. It will be the Ixia.
You need to go to
And
sleep.
the Tamus as well, and I love
Yeah,
to see
you need to go
Tamus.
to sleep.
It's like, it's one of those heroes, kind of like Lunox in my perspective, because it's every time it's good. Every meta is good. Like, he's win the
Low
lane,
salary.
he pressured the lane, he's good at team fights, he's
You need
good
a
in
coach
aggression.
Viper?
Why not everybody picking him?
I don't know if there's anybody that's actually coaching right now.
Jungle might be played as well, and the Lunox is kind of same stuff, so nobody picks it. But the Ixia, yeah, as well. It's like wombo combo potential.
The Wombo combo. Now they are keeping things interesting outside of RQ.
Let's see if RQ meet up AP Brim.
See Lancelot picked up, which means he's
We'll see.
in the jungle.
I mean, RRQ's been looking pretty crazy right now. They're well controlled.
Like I said, this is a best of 3.
Onyx is tomorrow, I think.
Sitting with a possible match point for a sweep over Team Logan, kind of leading away for Indonesia up against Mongolia. Revenant into the land of Dawn. You see it right there, the virtual arena. Ladies and gentlemen, definitely support your favorite teams. Let us know which way you think this will go.
I'll be casting on the grand finals alongside Trex.
A turnaround to even out the score.
Oh shit.
1-1. Team Logan up against RQ Hoshi.
Is it going like out?
Here, Farm is trying to burst down the minions and takes as much souls
I think it
as
just
possible
crashed
and
Oh,
succeed in,
okay.
in
Did it fix it?
Things. Kaja
Hit it.
staying on the mid lane, just showing up the enemy heroes. Is he going to work
Alright.
on the?
I'm using this like audio capture program on OBS, which is it's like an in beta program, but I can't like catch I can't catch my desktop audio because you guys would be hearing production.
Against the CC. So I'm gonna be paying a very close
sometimes like
attention,
aliens that come, just let me
to that
know.
bot side, but already some early aggression from Team Logan. Massive damage. Lancelot with Thorn Rose is gonna rush in. One more hit. Zara finds Bruce.
Because you guys would end up hearing like live production and stuff like that. So if it goes alien at a just very for a second, you gotta let me know.
A possible secret weapon with the Martis pickup. We talked about how much potential he provides in the early game.
I think this might be going best
before the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, this is exactly how you should use Martis. You should use his early game advantage as much as possible with the invades on the enemy jungle and on the lane pressures. And that's exactly what Team Lilgan is doing. Wow, that's super good.
Yeah, this is definitely a different story that we've seen in game number 1. I mean, some early aggression is going to work in their favor. With Martis picking up 2 kills, he's definitely going to be ahead of Irad on the Lancelot. We are seeing this turtle spawn in the next 2 seconds, and you're already seeing Zara with the game.
I can actually swap it.
He didn't have the best match with the Barats, but
I can actually swap it now. We left production. They have us leaving. They're gonna ping us when they need us.
You know, but it's a good start to like 1.5k gold lead already, and working on that turtle.
Ooh, and now another kills.
Team Little Gun. They're hot, bro.
Being punished for his curiosity.
They're hot, chat.
Yeah, and Curiosity killed the cat, and Zara killed 3 cats so far. 3-0.
This time, killed the bird. Curiosity killed the bird.
That is true, because they do have that Kaja. And speaking of the bird, Kaja, Bruce, that's 2 deaths that he's had so far. Definitely need to play a little bit more passive, especially being the roamer. He's kind of opening up the opportunity for Team Lil Gun to have a massive advantage in the early phase.
Yeah, but this
RQ Hoshi is the normal RQ, or is there a new version?
He's,
I think it's
in a disadvantage here,
there's definitely different players in RQ Hoshi. I'm not too familiar with their complete lineup.
And it's pretty good to see, and now he's going to
I
pay
could probably actually tell you.
for this, like trying to steal. I mean, trying to not give the steal of this Ursa to the Martis, but being punished for that.
Oh, Benny Cuties apparently joined them.
Reloaded.
Yeah, and you're going to see Bruce off screen. He's going to catch Baybex. That's going to be the first kill for RQ Hoshi. Irad finding his first death of the game.
Yeah, Little Gun came into the second series mad, chat.
4-1 lead, 3-kill lead for the side of Team Lil Gun, and now up by 2,000 gold. Some of those items popping up on the board as well, as you are seeing the Hunter Strike scythe be picked up from the Martis for that additional pin and mobility, already being such an early aggressive jungler.
But look on the farm table. The Beatrix is dominating actually Ixia with that quite good gold lead at this point, and there's going to be a deciding factor the fight when
even on
Beatrix
Liquipedia it's still the same
join the fight, and maybe
no RQ's from Indonesia.
Yeah, you see Baybex did pick up that corrosion scythe, so it'll be
RRQ
alongside the Thomas
from
on top
Brazil.
of that. It looks like Skylar is going for that Blade of Despair. I mean, I did see a Legion sword over there, so that may be possibly
in the
what he's trying to
Latam
build
area.
up. It's going to be a little bit of a higher pricey item to be able to pull off, but once he gets it, it'll definitely deal some massive physical damage. Next turtle has been spawned in though.
No problem,
it looks like Zara is going to go in for it. He was able to take the last one and get a kill on top of it, and it looks like RQ Hoshi won't be able
Any
to contest.
questions you guys have, help me out too. So it's all a learning experience,
the red
you know.
buff is probably going to be pressured as well.
This is the first time that I've
good dodge the
passed
Ruby's
it in such
ultimate
a
on the
big
Lancelot,
tournament since like the
second
NACT.
skill, but didn't quite result anything.
I cast it in the digital games
And
too.
here's the
Santa
pressure on
J-Bags
the
got
Ixia as well, and
eluded.
being slowly farmed down, and now the RQ Hoshi are trying to come back using this disadvantage on the Ixia.
Yeah, Ixia, I mean, 0, 2, and 0 right there. Definitely needing to find a way
Well, they
to
said
get their marksman
Erad's
online.
Lance is
Kind of
absolutely
struggling to
devastating.
find the
so.
rhythm so far. You're going to go ahead and see on the bot side, though, Ruby going to go ahead and clear those minions. 4-2 so far. Team Lil Gun off to a great start in the early
bro.
phase.
Hey, much
RQ Hoshi
appreciated.
now sitting on the back end. This may be.
I manage a lot of pro teams for North America,
so if they find the rhythm, could be a game ender. But I'm offended for a two-man set. Ethan
I
finds
kinda
Skylar.
amateur cast on the
still battling
side.
it out inside of the tier 1 turret.
Thanks for the subscribe.
Photos going down. The dash in.
Much love. Thanks for the
No
subscribe. We made it to
Fenix.
10K subs,
Takedown
chat.
Ethan.
Love you
Ethan
guys.
initiation is so good, just like Cho last game. He's kind of vengeance, having his vengeance on this one, but prioritizing the most important target, which is Beatrix, ulting plus flicker, and immediately follow up with all his team. And this is a bad news for RQ Hoshi, might be.
Zara able to take down Bruce, almost able to get another. The Nether Realm as a saving grace, keeping Genesante alive right there. But you're looking at Zara with a really good start. 4, 0, and 2 on the Martis.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see on the Martis. And
I gotta message my boss and let him know I won't be until
but
like
as
probably,
you
like,
mentioned,
2 p.m.
Ixia need to start to play with the gold, and she need to farm a lot, because it's the only side of the Team Lil Guns is not matching with the other one, is the Ixia. Need to start farming, otherwise this domination not gonna be there for a long time, because it will be a point when Ixia need to like one-shot people with her ultimate.
Yeah, you're looking at a 4,000 gold lead so far for the side of Team Lil Gun, and that's increasing the further we go inside of this game. RQ Hoshi need to find a way to pump the brakes on their momentum right now, as you're going to see Zara take the next turtle with little to no contest, giving them a massive XP boost right now, which means when it comes to these team fights, you're going to see Team Lil Gun just do a little bit better, especially with Zara, with how much he already has on his plate, sitting at 5,700 gold, highest gold in this game for their jungler. Beatrix right behind him at 53 though, definitely ahead of the Ixia, who's having a little bit of a harder time getting online. But you are seeing the battle, the invasion over the purple buff. Zara going in for it. Irad not going to be able to, no, he looks like he was able to get it with his retribution right at the last second.
Yeah, the Beatrix is pushing, split pushing the wave and immediately TPing back. This is like exactly what she should do in this position of not power. no position of power here from RQ Hoshi, but if they manage to hold up for like 6-7 minutes additional, I mean, not 6-7 minutes, I mean basically it's one fight. If Team Lil Gun lose one fight, they might come back here, but we'll see.
Yeah, as the battle on the way. A siege for the tier 2 turn, the proxy of the lane. Massive damage goes out. Forbit takes on Briss. Zara gets another, finds Skylar. And now we'll be able to take this tier 2 turret on the bot side. But in the mid lane, pay attention to Irad trying to go in, trying to find a trade. Bebex will find a turret off screen as well.
That's exactly what they are doing in terms of like aggressive defense, like, you know, they Team Lil Gun killing RQ Hoshi people, but the Lancelot trying to even that out and like split push.
You don't understand the other caster.
Them get the objectives because of that kills, and
it'd be me and
that's
Quirky next.
Right
so
thing to do to kind of drag
both definitely
the game
North Americans
for more minutes.
War Barbies
right
from
now, Hoshi trying
Ukraine.
to hold off Team Lil Gun from claiming even more real estate on today's match. Off to a great start with a 6-kill lead and also up by 5,000 gold as this Lord spawns in. So far, we haven't been able to see Team RQ Hoshi be able to take any of these neutral objectives. Team Lil Gun just getting everything they came for, not asking any questions, and just handling their business at every stage of the early game. Can we see RQ Hoshi turn this around? Divine Judgment goes out. Skylar gets the kill, takes down Forbid. We just talked about this. The Kaja being the counter for the Lilia.
Oh, and the Lord is being contested probably. Lancelot is kind of far away, and the second skill with the Retribution gonna steal the Lord. It was so like, I can saw it from the far away, like, you know, he's like, oh, there's Lord there. Let me try to steal it. And like, and just took it.
Skylar, though, on the chase, he wants Zara. You are going to see Aizen try and kite him. A little bit of an overextension, and Aizen will be able to get the kill, but able to shut down Zara. Phantom Execution in. Thorn Rose connecting Bebex. 15% HP will make his way back into the tier 2 turret. And now the Lord intact, making his way down the mid lane. And you're looking at RQ Hoshi turning this game around. Team Lowgun now on the defense. Aizen very low, forced to go back. Forbid may not be able to get out of there. You're going to see Arad going in, trying to get the kill. Not able to close the distance on Aizen as he makes his way back to the base, and down goes the Lord.
Erad damage
Ethan was a little bit hesitating with his ultimate because he cashed Lancelot with his second skill and he should ult immediately afterwards, but he ulted like a little bit longer, so it opens up a window for the Lancelot to dodge with the second skill, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, you see, he was definitely on the chase. It was funny watching Skylar trying to chase down a kill, getting punished over there by Aizen, and then the same thing with Irad trying to find Aizen on his way out. Neither side able to kind of close that distance. But so far, 10-5. Even though RQ Hoshi is behind in kills, they are now leading the way in terms of turrets, and the gold has almost equalized for both sides. Team Lowgun up by 1,000.
Skylar's definitely being
but in terms of map control,
around.
it is now favoring RQ Hoshi.
Yeah,
dude, it's all banana.
Agree with this one. I'm just wondering why
banana is
keep
just a
doing the same
like
mistakes.
just insane.
They not
XP.
focusing the heroes. They like going for these like 50-50 lords. I don't know.
Ooh, but this match is not 50-50 with this engagement on the side of Skylar. Will find Aizen on the 4v2. Ethan left by himself to pick up the pieces, and they may go in to take this turret. Ethan not really in a position to contest, and it looks like Skylar is going to seize this opportunity. Skylar already 2,000 gold ahead of Bebex.
Yeah, and the double ultimate on the Beatrix just to follow up Kaja's ultimate, Divine Judgment, and like so synchronized. Like as soon as Kaja ult, they're like grenades are flying in, and the pistols are already being loaded, ready to follow up, and the super fast kill. No vengeance for Tamus because it's impossible to use while being ulted with Kaja or Franco. And yeah, taking the full advantage out of that.
And you are looking at the highest kills in the game so far. Going over to Zara, had a really good start on that Martis. Now sitting 6-1-3 for the side of Team Lowgun. But on RQ Hoshi, even though they're not high on kills, their synergy is definitely coming alive as we are now officially in the mid game. They don't have the high mobility that we saw in game 1, especially with that Benedetta rotating around and keeping Team Lowgun on their toes, but they're making up for it with their IQ. Conceal play has been called out though from the side of Team Lowgun, trying to rush in, trying to catch Genesante, but he puts on the skates and slides away, but hit over there by Ruby with the CC and massive damage going out. Mortar coils from Zara, trying to get a decimation off. Phantom Execution in. Irad will find Ethan, gets a double, shuts down Bebex, a 2-for-none trade, gets that triple, on his way to a possible Maniac as Octa will be able to find one as well. Forbid all by himself, trying to get away. RQ Hoshi on the chase. Can they get him?
No.
He's gonna sandwich around. Irad not letting him go, showing no mercy. Black shoes though, a massive play to be able to escape the full team of RQ Hoshi as they're now going in for a possible game ender. They have minions and only one member to go through, but Ethan will spawn in time for some additional CC. Do they try and close it out here? I'm not sure if they can pull it off, and it looks like they are now going to shift their focus onto
this Luminous
Lord.
boss right now.
Wow, what a turnaround, like. And Lancelot was kind of reminding me of this game, like Checkers, you call it, right? When he was jumping on the minions, it was like like that kind of stuff.
I will say Irad is thirsty for the kills. The way he's rotating around, the way he pathed over into the inhibitor turret to try and box
I'm
out
supposed to be working
from
soon,
escaping, but the
so
black shoes at the last second to wrap back around into the
at the
inhibitor for the mid lane
and not be able
saved
to,
his life
like, come
right
in and
there and
work.
avoided a full wipeout in a game ender. That could have been everything out for Team Lowguns as they're currently sitting 0-1. If RQ Hoshi closes this game out with this Luminous Lord, it will be a 2-0 sweep.
I think they are gonna.
And they will have a big advantage for Group Stage A.
Yeah, Radis definitely want to like give them taste of their own medicine because of the early game. Like every time is invading his buffs, every time like harassing him into the jungle, and now they gonna pay for it.
Yeah, Team Lilgun backs against the wall. Everything to lose right here if they're not careful. RRQ Hoshi, Viva RRQ, as they are alive right now and doing well. 10-10 on the scoreboard, but down goes the Lord. Some great defense from Team Lilgun, but now stripped down to only the base crystal and no inhibitors.
Yeah, RQ Hoshi being able to defend all of the attacks of the Team Lilgun. Only 3 towers are down, and the mid lane, like most important tower, is still up. And RQ Hoshi maintain their composure and not nervous in under the immense pressure Team Lilgun putting on them, and gathering their thoughts for this like final counter attack, and they did it quite good. Just like waited for some items, I guess.
Yeah, now they have all the lanes synced. It looks like they're going to go in for the close. They don't have the Lord, but no worries. We have the minions and the damage. Massive play. Big on offended set, though. Baybex will find Octa. Forbit takes down Bruce. A turnaround. Team Lilgun on the defense. Fan of execution out. You're going to look at Irad doing a quick 180. Not going in with what they came for. RQ Hoshi, a little bit of a miscalculated play right there. And Team Lilgun able to turn it around.
I mean, RQ Hoshi damage every single target for like 20-30%, maybe even lower, but they should like
literally cast this whole week.
They was damaging everyone instead of like trying to focus priorities. They thought they can kill all of them, but damage wasn't there in when you put it like that on the every single person you can see around you. And yeah, now they go into defend, and the Team Lilgun has a small
like
window
professionally
to
make a
actually
message
come
for
back
my
and
manager.
maybe potentially 5 versus 4 somebody. But Kaja is running straight from the base already. 10 seconds for the Lord, and it's going to be 5-5 on the Lord.
Mongolia.
Dinasante
Yeah,
caught
Mongolia
in the middle,
is
uses the winter truncheon, but not gonna be able to hold him off.
this team
Second
Lilgun.
saving grace, immortality, been procced,
they're
and he
fighting
goes
back.
down. Zara
didn't
with the
proc.
decimation, 1 member falling for RRQ Hoshi, and now you're seeing some heavy focus in the mid lane. Luminous Lord spawned in, and Team Lilgun with the advantage of numbers.
Wow, insanely good, you know,
the
the
advantage of
freeze
numbers.
into the immortality, and on top of that,
Yeah, RRQ wasn't at
Paramis
M5.
tried to ult, but he actually like slipped a little bit, and
the
the ult
difference,
didn't
because
proc on him with the immunity effect. It
Team
might be
Lilgun made it
enough
to like 4th place
survive for the
at
counterattack, and
M5.
the ultimate Divine Judgment goes into Martis and trying to follow up on Beatrix with the damage, but it's not enough, and now Martis is gonna keep working on the Lord. I don't know it's a good idea or not, but Phantom Execution going in, trying to get the Lilia, but not gonna happen because of that.
We're gonna conceal
Ruby with
play?
the
We're gonna fight
spawn on
this?
The drop against Assassins is so
the back
good.
door.
Yeah,
The
Irad
back-
did fall.
they're not
So
worried
there's no
about it, though.
retribution for RQ Hoshi, and now a possible opportunity with the numbers from Team Lilgun to close this game out. Octa gets a kill. Zara takes down Skylar.
The positioning
The
bad.
2 trade so far. Looks like the numbers have equalized. RQ Hoshi finding a way, finding a will. Burst will take down Forbid. 2 more members left to go through.
GG's.
Make it 1. Zara
GG's.
immortality has been procced. May not be able to get out of there. Ringo order for the slow burst on his tail.
GG's.
They take him down. Octa will. He
Oh,
will
Jin
fall.
just
That's gonna
doesn't
leave
have enough.
Genesante in the base trying to close it out. Ethan left to defend against the
Aizen comes back soon.
team of RQ Hoshi.
Can they stop it?
Looking for the 2-0
Can they
sweep.
stop
Aizen
it?
joining the party. Gonna use that card.
Can they stop it? I don't know if they can. I don't think they can. They couldn't.
Viva RRQ as they get the 2-0 sweep. Out from Indonesia, taking down Team Lilgun from Mongolia in Group Stage A, Game of Futures 2024.
Yeah, congratulations RQ with 2-0 Team Lilgun, and nice RQ are so
I think I
good.
might end up
you
having
know,
to go to
the
cast. They're
Lilgun,
supposed to
it
ping
seems
me,
like,
so I
from
don't
my
know.
perspective, they kind of pressure RQ, but I guess when they practice, they didn't saw this kind of like hard defense. And they don't understand how to crack this kind of defense. And you should go more aggressive. You should do like more a little bit more risk, like go maybe in, maybe kill and then do something prioritizing, but they are lacking in this department, how to secure the objective when you have the advantage. And what is advantage? It's maybe like the point in the game when your team just have like stronger ultimates, stronger heroes, and this is like the advantage, not the gold advantage, but the like tempo, in-game tempo heroes advantage, and they kind of not using it for full potential. But it might be because RRQ are so good at defense and Lil Gal not used to this kind of good defense and don't know how to crack it.
Yeah, definitely need to find a way to break the code. Team Lil Gun just having a hard time. They did really well in the beginning, right? It was looking very promising. They were hitting all the objectives on time. But RRQ Hoshi able to stay resilient as it got to that mid game, able to find a way to turn this around after that Lord play, and they were able to do it even with that amazing start from that Martis just kind of dominating, leading 4-0, taking both neutral objective turtles in the beginning. It just wasn't enough. Indonesia looking stronger than ever so far, though, with RQ Hoshi just showcasing their mastery. Mongolia
kind of just waiting on them to ping me and see what. I don't know if they'll take like a break or something. My guess is they will.
And whoever goes out with the best win-loss ratio will be able to move forward. The top 3 teams. One will fall, though, but RQ Hoshi, 2-0 sweep to start off the day.
Looking strong, yeah. And, you know, the difference from my perspective, again...
Hopefully he doesn't want to, like, Teams call me.
The understanding of the importance of the regular minions. Just regular minions. Like, you know, when Team Lil Gun, like, kind of forcing the fights, you can see Beatrix or Lancelot...
Team Lil Gun's not out, though.
Just clearing up the waves on the, like, opposite lane. So, Team Lil Gun get the kills, but they can't do anything, they can't push anything because of these kills. So it's just like kills, not gonna do anything for you, because you really want to like get the kills and get the map control, get the kills, get the like at least buffs, and RQ Hoshi understand this concept, and the Team Lil Gun kind of not, maybe they do, maybe they understand, but the tempo of the game is so high, so it seems like it's not prioritizing Team Lil Gun. It's just they just prioritizing kills and then doing nothing with the kills. Just like in this moment, look, Martis going in, 3 people stun, and they're gonna kill all of them. But on the mid lane, Lancelot is rotating to the mid lane just to clear up and don't let their mid to fall down. So the defense in terms of macro gaming are so much ahead on the RQ Hoshi than Team Lil Gun.
Yeah, definitely credits to being able to focus on these objectives, especially when under pressure. Because like we said, the early game, Lil Gun was looking stronger than ever. I mean, you looked like they were going to kind of close this game out with ease, but they're able to hold on to their entire mid lane for the side of RQ Hoshi, and I think that's what kind of kept them in there, alongside rotating around like you mentioned and taking some of these mid lane turrets, while the side of Lil Gun was kind of focused on trying to go for the kills. Speaking of kills, though, as you are seeing about that 12-minute mark, this is where we started to see them turn it around. This is where RQ Hoshi came alive. Viva RRQ. Irad with the triple kill. Octa taking down Aizen. And then the battle for a possible siege, trying to close this out. But this is some good defense where they tried to kind of hold them from trying to close this game out for the side of Lil Gun. You see the suppression go down. You see both teams fighting it out. But a massive I'm Infinite for the 3-man set from Ethan to keep Lil Gun inside of this game.
Yeah, and there's still no damage for RQ. They tried to finish the game. They kind of didn't make it. One dead, and they just retreat, wait a little bit, reload, and even now they kind of like not winning, not losing the fight, but they having their composure and just keep going, keep going, and keep doing right stuff. And,
who versus who?
Team Lil Gun is
that's a good question, because I have no idea. I don't. To be honest, like the schedule is so weird. They didn't even give us like an idea of like who were what teams were casting. Like
we are seeing the MVP.
It's hard to tell.
On the board, Octa with the Paramus 3, 2, and 8, stacking up those assists. 22% damage dealt. 557 gold per
Would you have
minute.
Would you? I
But
don't
it was
think
really
you
the
guys
power
would have
of the
gave
Netherrealm
Octa
keeping RQ
the MVP.
alive inside of a lot of these engagements, which made up a lot
I don't
of the
think I would have
difference,
gave
especially in that
Octa
mid
the
to late game
MVP.
when RQ Hoshi was able to turn this around. Great synergy overall and a well-deserved MVP on today's first series of the day, ending in a 2-0 sweep. It was definitely entertaining, though. I wouldn't say it was one-sided. Team Logan just needing to work a little bit more on their late game to be able to close it out when they do have the massive objectives in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And in this game in particular, they should help their gold laner more. Just like you said, they need to take like online their gold laner, and they kind of like had this like, I don't know, rush, like, okay, we're winning, let's keep killing them, like instead of like helping these like pieces on the board to kind of work all. And I don't know, 14% damage on the gold laner, that's not what you want to see. And on the other hand, the CC actually is the top damage on the RQ Hoshi. Yeah, Genosante, both games insanely strong.
Yeah, you're right. We got to see the CC in action from Genosante. Game 1, we got to see the
sucks that
Benedetta.
I gotta
Some flawless execution.
literally
Skylar, though,
write up a
on the
message.
Beatrix did pretty
so
decently. You're looking
I
at
can
that
get out of work.
57% team participation. Make sure to do a lot of turret damage as well. 53% of the turrets were claimed from him in today's match. And also in the last game, he had a very high damage against the entire team of Team
I
Logan
think it was either
with that
Banana or
quad.
Skylar
Definitely
that
showcasing some
deserved
mastery
the
at his
MVP.
finest in the gold lane. And kind of showcasing just how good RQ Hoshi is looking.
I guess,
this
I
time
mean,
around.
I
Fourth
wasn't
game of
watching
futures.
too much of
Team
the match.
Logan, on the other hand, though, like we said, don't count them
I'm
out
still
yet.
trying
They
to
still
like
have
wait
another
for
shot.
pings
Not
and
off to the
shit
best
like
start in the
that.
group stage, but hey, there's always another day, and that will be today as we'll be seeing them continue to compete. Now, I will say, Babex had a really hard time getting online with the Ixia. We saw him getting shut down really often, even when Team Logan had a huge advantage. Zara was going crazy with the Martis. I'm talking about the dude had like 9 kills. But like you said, a little too kill thirsty and not objective focus is what kind of costed them the game. They were chasing the kills, but they weren't translating this over to turrets on the map. And that's where you started to see RQ Hoshi make up the difference.
Or help gold laner, or like, I don't know, he just was farming the kills, it seemed like. And I felt like, you know, a little bit of frustration on the Ixia here, because like every ultimate is kind of like late and missed. So I don't think the player is bad. I think it's like mentally, like in the game, you're not there. So I felt like kind of frustration there, and that's a very bad sign.
Yeah, definitely going to have to work under pressure as these teams are not playing no games. Like we said, guys, this is a game of futures. All your favorite international teams are competing here for the biggest prize pool that we have seen probably ever
Skylar has
in the Mobile Legends scene, with $1 million on the line right now. And you're already seeing RQ Hoshi wanting it more than ever, able to take our first series of the day in Group Stage A with a 2-0 sweep. Still a lot of heavy teams on the board. We're only doing Group Stage A. Group Stage B is also live as well with some amazing matches. So definitely make sure you guys
Did they actually put a Filipino flag on
teams.
Skylar?
A lot of good players on the board. Some teams that we are going to be seeing up next, actually, you played for.
How much in USD?
In the
$1 million.
past, Deuce Volts.
It's $1 million tournament.
Schools. How do you kind of feel about that matchup?
Yeah, I was a 6th player, by the way. I didn't like played live. I was
What up,
a backup
L3?
player, but still was in the team. Yeah, I'm of course.
Sorry if I'm bouncing around. Like I'm I'm doing my full-time job
The maybe retribution
and kind of watching watching Discord, so I know that I'll be available.
But like
when they ping
like
me.
I said, a lot of players are.
And then I'm also
sick
streaming for you guys.
So it's not like the same teams playing.
So like my
but
mind's
there
everywhere.
are players there.
And then I gotta get ready for casting too, so
yeah.
why not? I went to sleep, bro.
And Deuce Wolt
Also got some energy
super
drink.
strong here. Finished the fourth place at M5, like a latest M tournament, which is like insanely good result. So yeah, I'm waiting.
I'm a stripper at night.
You know, it's funny too. You talked about these Volts.
Top G don't strip for nobody. They strip
They
for me.
competed in M5. They placed 7th to 8th place. losing to See You Soon, and they actually got swept.
I actually
0-3.
went to sleep
They
immediately
are
after
coming
streaming
out
the
of,
NACT
Myanmar
chat.
as well to represent their region, and like we said, this is going to be the first match of
Hey, thank you, Wayne.
or the first series of the day that we actually get to see two
You know?
M Series talents go head to head
I'm
this
trying
time
to.
around.
I gotta make sure
we're
I'm
gonna
dressing up
expect some
like the other
excellent micros,
casters.
excellent macro.
The top G
from
can't be
both
outdone
sides
with
of
the
table.
dresses, you know.
We haven't got to see Burmese Skills compete since the
Gotta
M
dress
Series.
up. Gotta
So
dress
I wanna
up for
kinda
such a
see
professional,
how they kind of fare, especially up against Deuce Volts,
professional
who placed,
tournament.
like you
I
said,
slept from
way higher inside
like
of the M
11,
Series, sitting at that 4th place position.
so
Surprising the world.
maybe about 12.
Kid
So
Bomber
12.
definitely shout out to him. And
Like
amazing,
1,
player as
2,
well.
3, 4.
Sorry, Burmese
I slept
Goals
like
was
5 hours.
Second place with a super.
Yeah, I definitely
super,
will get
like,
some water. I also
matchup with
I do this
Gran,
like
which was
program called like Oats
Gran won by
Overnight,
3-2
and
or
in
like
the morning
4-3,
it just
I don't
it gives me so
quite
much
remember,
energy, man.
but
Like
it
I
was
always
like,
feel
wow,
very
Burmese Goals. It was
energized.
so unexpected, like out of nowhere, Burmese Goals come. And,
I'm gonna be casting
like,
on this
win
channel right here, which the
up to
links in the
grand
description of my
finals,
stream.
Like, wow.
But you can find it. It's
Yeah, we
Games of
haven't
the
actually got
Future
to see
official,
either of these teams compete
and I'll be
since,
casting on
M
the
Series. So we're gonna kinda
stage
see, have they
stream
been
A.
practicing? What have they been working on?
There's
and
2
what
streams
adjustments have they
going.
made
You guys stream
since,
B and stream
the
A,
M
and I'm
Series tournaments?
casting on
And who will
stream
kinda
A.
be able to push off this victory?
I
Is it gonna be
think I'm
2-0?
doing the
Will it be a
Burmese
1-2?
Ghouls, but we'll see.
Will it be a 2-1, or will it be in either of these sides'
I
favors?
get
Definitely let us
butterflies
know,
when I
guys.
say
Do
when you say
think
Nicolette.
the
That's
side of Deuce
wild.
Volts will be able to take down Burmese Schools? Do you think it'll be the other way around for this match? I would love to hear your guys' input as we are getting ready to jump into the next match. But like we said, Group Stage A, definitely full of some bangers. And shout out to all these teams who are currently competing. But only 3 are going to make it forward. 1 will be knocked down after today. And I'm wondering who that's going to be. Like I said, a lot of heavy hitters are on the table. As you already see,
There are
Burmese
so many
Schools
people
and Deuce
talking.
Volts on the board as we get ready for their match to start. I'm excited to see where this goes. Our first match or series for the day with 2 M Series talents.
Yeah, can't wait to see. Like we can, like, kind of speculate on the draft if you want.
I muted him for you. Hold on, let me mute it on that side since they're talking, and I can unmute it when I need to. So, like, right now I'm streaming. I'll be casting again. I'll be casting in this same stage. Not with Steph Weezy. I'll actually be casting with in Quirky, aka Deku. And it'll be on the Games of the Future MLBB group stage A. You can find the link of where I'll be casting in the description of this stream. Also, if you want, you can just go and find Games of the Future official. It'll be there, but again, we're on stream A. There is a stream B happening at the same time as well. Which group is Onic? If I'm not mistaken, I think they're group B. I'm also messaging my boss at the same time because technically I'm supposed to be working here soon, and like I'm balancing my work and casting at the same time, and like trying, like it's a whole thing, chat. And then I don't want to go into too much detail. It's probably too boring for you guys.
Actually, from
I wonder how long these guys are going to be talking.
Like, you know, everybody talks about the meta, but
Rank the boss?
what is meta?
I think not.
For my perspective, meta is like
I gotta like
stands for most
upgrade.
effective
I gotta
tactic
do some things on
available,
my
which means
my jobs
it's
type of things.
Not
Yeah, my boss knows I stream.
only the heroes to pick. So
I work at a
involves
company
the
that like
better
everybody's like
heroes, but it
kinda
actually not
on the older
all
side.
circling around
So like
only
this
the
is like
heroes. So
flabbergasting
from my
them, man.
perspective,
Like,
meta is being the same.
my boss is a
for
man.
years now.
But I feel like they
people
like
mid
me, yeah.
lane,
Maybe not like
roughly
what you're
3
talking
people,
about, but
roamer,
yeah.
mage, and the jungler, making pressure on the enemy side, trying to dominate this river side, trying to do even more pressure on the jungle, and eventually help the lanes. So this is the meta for me. and this is like at the first place. This is like the fundament, but the base of the meta. And on top of that,
But I gotta make
place
sure to
the
update
heroes
my
who are
like my
better
teams
in
for my
this
job,
kind of
so like everybody
department.
knows kind of
And
what's
that's it,
going
like,
on.
And the teams are showing that actually a lot of heroes can fit into this kind of concept.
We'll see, because I mean, I could take like I don't know if I'll be able to stream too much because I actually have to work and stuff like that. So
high input of damage early
I kind of
game.
just like
This is
last
really
minute
important. And
popped
the
up this
scaling
stream here.
to the late
We'll see
game.
how things go.
And you need to be the master of this like blend.
Oh, you can do
of
exclamation point
aspects.
flex
And
coins,
that's
yeah.
kind of exactly what we saw from RRQ. They understand this quite well, and Team Lilgan are not.
So I'll be bouncing back and forth, and
this because there was
I'm an accountant.
Into the game when in my
I work
opinion,
in the
they
corporate
should
world as an accountant.
Go harder, go like they need to take this turret. They cannot let RRQ defend this turret. They need.
I'm
to
actually
do
getting
more.
my
They
master's
kinda
in
like,
accountancy,
okay,
so
this time we don't get the turret. Let's get it next time. They don't have this time. They need to go now. And
during the night I'm a streamer, during the day and I'm an accountant.
so, yeah, this is from my perspective. This is meta, not.
During the day I'm also an esports manager for the
Yeah, I
NACT.
definitely agree
So
with you. I mean, when it comes to
Obji,
meta,
the
there's a couple
accountant.
things that teams have to kind of check off. First of all, it's definitely focusing on the draft, finding a way to get the most optimal composition for your team. It's not always about chasing necessarily the top most picked heroes, but understanding what's most effective for your team and the way they kind of play and drafting toward their play style, but also trying to limit those top picks and comfort picks from the opposing team.
Oh man,
I like to see
am I
that
casting the
happen,
blacklist match?
Definitely execution after that, once you jump into the land of dawn, is something that we have to see the teams be able to focus on. When you pick these heroes, such as we saw the Barats, we saw the Estes come out.
We
didn't really get to see
chat,
them
like
really use.
I don't know when
they're
I'm
kind of
casting,
drafted
but I'm
for.
casting
The
at
Barats
some
have a
point.
strong frontline presence, and the Estes being able to keep them alive. We were seeing the Barats get bursted down.
Can I turn some money into white? I don't know.
Early
What
game
white
damage
stuff?
from the side of RQ Hoshi to even be able to pull that off, but they were still able to execute.
I don't
And again, like you said,
know.
it's just boiling down to executing the draft.
Like the schedule we got is like so
part of that.
weird.
Talked about the,
I'm gonna grab
team
my work
competitions,
laptop
what
though.
you
I
like to
gotta
see
update
early
a couple
games,
things on
late
my
games,
my
things of
work
that nature.
laptop
I'm in the same boat as you.
while we
I
wait.
like to see a couple of things checked off the board when I see a team draft. First is going to be a possible single target CC, like suppression, but if you can't get it, that's fine. At least some hero with group CC. I'd like to see a hero with sustainability and mobility on top of that, may possibly slot it into the XP lane. I think works out really well.
I could actually be
Either
an
your
accountant
late game
and
damage
streaming
dealer
at the same
or early game
time.
damage dealer, and then balance it out with your marksman,
That
being
it?
the opposite.
I know,
Those
yeah,
are two
like-
things that I like to see currently checked off to be able to have a good composition and kind of shift toward what we would consider meta. Here in North America, some things that we don't really traditionally see is a lot of assassin gameplay anymore. We've been kind of shifting over to more of the tankier lineup.
Yeah, I know, Wayne. I tried.
I
It
think
was
the
so
most
last minute. I was
currently
kind of
seeing,
just
at least
watching
this
a
season,
lot of
that's currently going on
people's
right now. We saw Hayabusa come out of nowhere, which was
stream.
not
A lot of
really
the
out.
other
It wasn't really
casters
out. The most
streams.
common assassin that we'll see
Lucky
nowadays
enough they
is
let
Fanny.
me.
Hasn't had the highest win
And
rate.
how did he perform? Sorry.
Honestly, the Fanny, I feel like back in the day, it used to be a little bit better with not being able to CC when the cables were going in, but now you can kind of catch the Fanny in its tracks. It's not really as explosive, at least in the NA side of things, to be able to open up that bridge in the early game with those nice kills. But this time around, hopefully we're going to see some different shifts in meta and see what the international scene is looking like as we're getting ready for Group A round 1. Deucevolt's up against Burmese Ghouls. Deucevolt's ready to take it to the ground. Burmese Ghouls as well, representing out of Mongolia. This is our second stage of the day, and it will be a best of 3. Definitely let us know which way you guys think it will go.
It's a wild time.
To land dawn and get this draft going. But like I said, meta is definitely important. It's going to boil down to execution as well, and just a solid overall team composition.
Yeah, but I saw this meta as well, the tanky meta. But in my opinion, it
Will
because
Onik be
the
playing
times
today?
are
I'm actually
easier
not
to,
quite sure, chat.
use
Like the
full
schedule doesn't
potential
really
of the
tell me
hero
who's
is
playing, who's
easier
not. To
to
match in
use. Like, you
order
need to
are
like
Juice
press
Vaults
2,
versus
press
Bremer,
1,
AP Brand
press
versus
ult,
Homeboys, and
and you're done.
um,
You don't need to like hit the
is
wall
that
with the
is that
cable,
stage
push
A?
once
Because
more,
like
jumping around
even
and catching
here they don't even
Goldsch's,
specify it, right?
the blades after the ultimate.
So I'm in like a little bit of
basically
a
just
I don't
hard
know.
to
We'll
do.
see.
It's just hard to do, like with your
And
fingers.
Bamba,
It's hard
yeah.
to hit all of it perfectly. You don't need to do that when you play the tankier hero. You just go in and like
Kid Bamba
auto
is playing,
skill
yes.
and just go better, and it work. So when you have these players
Is that
who actually
all of them
can
though?
perform with the harder heroes, you
Oh, it's
can
only
see
4?
meta
I might
is
be being
different, but
pinged.
why is it different? It's not because of the hero is better. It's because of the player is better.
Yeah, and speaking of players, a little bit of showcase of the rosters from both sides. We just got a little bit of a sneak peek at Deuce Volt. Saw Kid Bomba over there representing Sunset Lover as well. Sawo. And now looking at Burmese Schools, we got Blink, Nico, Stitch, Saksa, and D-Lar. I know there's definitely a lot of fan favorites out there, so definitely support your favorite teams as they're getting ready to fight it out. But like I said, these are two powerhouse teams. These are two teams that made it all the way to the M Series. We got to see Deuce Volt go a little bit further, sitting at that 4th position, losing to Blacklist, currently inside of M5. And then Burmese Schools right behind them. They fell, though, to See You Soon, a little 0-3 sweep. But still, nonetheless, like we said, World Series competition.
Yeah, this is like this is experience, and both teams are having a bunch of it, and we are going to see maybe something like off meta. Like we had a team, the Umbrella Squad, which get renamed on it. This team was on a wild card on M5, so you can check that. And they always going off meta, and it works. Like example,
He did private cast. He did. Yeah. So the crazy thing about these streams is that this is group A. Group B's right
so
here.
I'm sure they prepared tons of strategies coming in here.
So he was casting alongside
that's what it's all about, and what a lot of people
Burger.
kind of tune
Burger
in for
Kim.
is, like, you want to see the top picks, the top compositions from the top teams, and I think that's what we're going to get a showcase here in this next match, is to see how well or what they've adjusted. Heck, they might even have something completely different in mind when it comes to some of these picks or some of these metas from what we thought was strong. You were talking about the Nana, which we haven't seen, and I hope we don't. It's honestly, she has become an absolute monster in a cute little form when it comes to now. The Molina basically acts as like an
You should see my setup right now. Like I got my phone watching my Discord, I got my work computer, I got my iPad, and then I got like my whole monitor over here.
Burst damage is so much for your entire team. We've already seen the examples of Aurora.
Dude, Private looks like a mobster, bro.
Maybe the use, especially from Twisted Minds, with that Vexana.
That boy's got his shirt down, he's got it unbuttoned.
Who was, I want to say,
Boy's showing some chest hair.
CC heavy than it was damage, whereas the Vexana was a little bit more damage.
I got the gold chain on underneath.
Very well for Twisted Minds. I want to say it's been a big picks for the mid and XP.
I've been talking to my boss, yeah. I gotta like update my teams and stuff to make sure people know that like I'm working.
Yeah, usually like there was a time, the last time we've seen like these players from Homeboys and AP Brand actually played in the big stages. Either it was like either setter tanks, and there was a time that it was the support heroes that really reigned supreme, like the Matilda, the Angela that was on top. But right now, we might actually see something new, right? It seems to be like a double CC, so you see like the tanks being either a Tigreal or a Minotaur that can make the setups, and at the same time the XP lane can do exactly the same. So you see like the likes of the X-Borg and the Ruby that is being rocked on in the XP lane, but now it is gonna be
my cat
round 1, AP Brand and Homeboys.
There's not enough room on this
desk
desk
for
you.
I know some of you guys have been staying on the stream.
Are you hungry?
Match,
Are you
but
thirsty? What do you
heading to
want?
Game number 1 in just a bit, and I don't even know what to think of right now, Private, because there's
You might watch the game.
so many possibilities that I can
Hey.
actually think of here for the drafting phase.
Yeah, and that's just what comes up. It's like as much as you know,
Dude, they are
from
talking
lot
a
of these
long
teams, especially
time
the
here,
Brennan World
chat.
champions. From the last meta, there's just been so much that has changed. So it's kind of hard to predict. We do know certain players have certain styles, certain heroes that they do favor. But I mean, as we've seen here, there's a lot that has changed, especially in that mid lane. We've kind of covered that to death. When it comes to the jungle, there's some different things that we've been seeing. We've been seeing the bans on the Guinevere, the Joy as well. I want to say that's kind of a little bit of a carryover from December, but now Barats has become a mainstay. We didn't really see much of him before, so I'm kind of wondering. We can take a look here at the roster for Homeboys.
Ooh, there we have it. Udil. You got Chibi, Sepat, and Sorn. These are the players that you've seen. I want to highlight a little bit about their newer players. They recently got Udil on the mid lane. And then you got Nets. This is a player coming from the Philippines, Onyx Philippines in particular. And he's going to be playing for Homeboys this time as the gold lane. Probably one of the gold lanes that you would see in the Philippines that is kind of like can go at par with the very, very aggressive gold lanes. So I like this addition that they have. But then again, chemistry is going to be the thing. This is the first time actually we're going to be seeing this roster play in the games of the future. But at the same time, we have to take a look at, of course, the reigning M5 world champions. It's going to be AP Bren with Super Marco, Few, Kyle TZ, Flap TZ, and Ogwen in their roster.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much can be taken away from any of these players on AP Brand. The world champions, the exact same roster that won them the M5 championship. And I mean, they're sticking with it, and it's going to be amazing to see how well it can kind of compete, especially with the changes. Homeboys kind of bringing in some changes there, looking to kind of freshen up their roster. But I mean, it's going to be a tall hill to climb here against the champions who have selected this. And this is something that I love to see, because there's always, you see the champions, and once we kind of move on from the seasons, there's always these little changes that you're like, oh, why do we mess with the formula? We had something, and this is what I've been wanting to see, is a team that sticks together, is going to hold that same synergy that they had that we've seen in December, and bringing it here now to the games of the future as we're preparing.
Oh, Chad, I'm like doing stuff for work right now.
A lot of the fans, I know me and you have talked about it. You've been very excited about this match.
Yep.
So
I was actually really surprised that I was going to be casting this match with you, right? Like, I was looking at the list, I was like, which one are we going to be casting? And then once I saw the list, okay, like we got STG and Twisted Minds. I was pretty excited for that one. It's another region with a new meta. But this is like the big deal, right? For both regions, for Malaysia and the Philippines, because these are the champions that we're talking about. And not to mention too, like, this is going to be the first time that we're going to be seeing them adjust to this new patch, or maybe the possibilities of new picks. I want to talk a little bit about their roamers here too. Sorn and Owen for the side of AP Bren, both are very aggressive. Both are that kind of roamer that really loves to go for the pickoff. So we might actually see a lot of priority going to the roam position, right? Like maybe getting the dibs on the Tigreal, the Minotaur, those CC heavy type of composition. That seems to be one of the meta that actually worked for the MENA region earlier in game number 1, or the series number 1.
Yeah, and especially you're talking about players who are at the top of their game know absolutely exactly how much damage their hero can take, what they can go in and sustain, how they can distance,
DJ Khalid,
who are able to min-max things like that, and that's what
true. All right, we're back. I scheduled some of the stuff that for my job.
Before them, and that's what
I gotta make sure to see
them to get that aggression,
other stuff, dude. My life is like crazy, chat.
Seeing it already though, the aggression from the first game from S2G, which actually kind of, I want to say, waned out a little bit as the game started going on. Where they're like, okay, we're starting to take some hits. Let's start pulling it back a bit. But I think when you see it from here, I want to say Homeboys or AP Bren here, I want to say this is gonna be a very fast-paced game.
Yeah, we didn't get that in the first.
I'm like Batman, bro.
Very fast, relatively fast paced.
Got many faces.
The aggression, it was there. In
I should be casting in the next match, I believe, but it'll probably be ooh, that's Wheezy.
He's useful, may be able to steal it.
Oh, they're actually casting in this.
Now, CC was picked up.
What match are we casting?
Let's see how that kind of goes. Did excellent inside of M5. Definitely a crowd favorite over there from the side of Deuce Fultz. Burmese Schools, they have the Martis, good anti-CC, especially up against that Guinevere, who's going to be trying to dive in. Now, I wonder why they banned the Diggy, though. Are they trying to bait out the Minotaur? Are they trying to get it themselves? Time will tell. As the final ban has been finalized for both sides, they're going to go ahead and take out the Brats, trying to limit the jungling capability. It looks like they might expect this to be a Guinevere roam, which is the beauty about it, right? It can be a flex pick. It could be XP, roam, jungle, you name it, it can do it. But definitely with the CC in there, that'll be the XP laner. Now,
I have no idea what
consider
matches we're
Ruby the
casting,
XP for
chat.
this one. It's a flex pick as well, which could also be the roam from Burmese Schools.
It's like, you know, this draft
Oh, God.
two-sided
Oh, God.
variations when you can.
Oh god, I'm gonna get
like,
demonetized. My
make your
fucking
enemy
cat
guess,
keeps
because
walking
it
across
could be either
everything on
Roam.
my
Last
desk.
game we saw the Roam Ruby and
Cat.
it might be Exp as well, but Exp,
Listen,
like, I don't know.
I love
Ruby is
ya,
way too
but this is
defensive
streaming
on that
time.
lane, and especially
We're gonna watch the
if you
AP Bryn one.
Also, like that type of hero that really snowballs fast. I think it's really decent once it gets to farm up well. Pretty much like the Martis, right? And Homeboys is
He like
starting
literally
off
stepped on
with
my keyboard and
the,
started
aggression, the most
Spotify.
damage when it comes to the side of when it comes to their side. But AP Bren answers it out with the vision coming out from the Novaria. Maybe they want to try and pick
AP
up
Brim and
Nolan's heroes
Homeboys.
here. And this is actually one of the signature picks coming out from AP Bren.
Okay,
Pretty much
okay,
like
okay.
Twisted Minds. They really love that Arlot.
Thank you.
Yeah, Arlot has just become a mainstay here. And then you were talking about Nolan, just got picked up. We didn't really see it in the last series, but I mean, he still has a mainstay in the meta right now. Once he starts getting going,
I am on the
he's
list.
one of the fastest
On,
clears of the jungle as well.
on
Very
Wikipedia?
dependent, though, on that purple buff. So if what we were talking about before, AP Bren can show that aggression, maybe immediately start putting some pressure onto that purple buff, Nolan is susceptible to
Oh no, I'm not. Why am I not on that? I don't know.
You need to get that early game advantage.
I see that. I was on it before.
Game, or else Nolan, I mean,
Maybe they haven't updated. They changed all of this a little bit.
Know exactly what they want to go.
I think they're only doing the confirmed
They're just
Right.
immediately-
casters that they have right now.
Aerith out there, Valentina immediately comes out, and then we have the Phoveus pick as well by AP Bren.
Yeah, the immediate answer to the no.
'Cause even Trex isn't on there.
Expecting perhaps they might ban away like the Esmeralda, the counter towards the.
I think they're
focus and
just
the XP lane. AP Brand has
Doing them
used
as
it
soon
in
as they
priority,
update it.
and it proved to be a very good counter towards the Nolan. I think even the
The
Harriet as well,
Nolan.
that is really a very bold move coming out from the Homeboys, right? They pick up immediately the Harriet. They didn't even see what the gold lane is going to be here for AP Bren. They add up the Valentina here to possibly pick up also the final slash of the Arlot to have a little bit more CC on their side. We haven't revealed anything just yet from Homeboys. Maybe go for like the Cho pick of a sword that he loves picking up so well. And now Homeboys right now, it seems like the bans are going to be centered towards Kyle Tizzy, the jungler of AP Bren.
Yeah, there aren't usually a lot of opportunities where Phoveus can shine. But I mean, these first three picks basically speak and come together and say, pick a Phoveus to kind of counter this. You've got dashes on
The last two matches of the day, I don't.
For me,
I don't even know if production really knows what's going on.
Dashes, to the point that you can
It's
possibly be able
the
to
production
more
team's in
Phoveus
Russian,
out.
so
And there's gonna be
like
hard for him to actually
them
be
speaking
able
to us in
focus on
English
one
is a
single
little bit
thing.
harder than
Got
normal.
so many all around the board, and we're gonna hopefully that's what Homeboys have in mind here, because Phoveus does as soon as he. Gets
I am
that
gonna
demonic
watch
force,
these matches
he's
though.
just gonna he has
Burmese
so much
Schools
regen,
and Deuce
so
Bolts
much
already
damage
started
he can
though.
Output right from level 4 in that first turtle fight.
Yeah, all of these bans from the Homeboys.
Where's the
are just
potato guy?
centered
They don't
towards,
use.
Kyle
He doesn't
Tizzy.
use the
Perhaps he might be
potato.
Left with is he gonna go for like the classic like fighter tanky type of jungler? And we did talk a little bit about the Barretts here. Not so sure though if it will fare well up against like and the Nolan, right? And even the Harriet here. But they pick up. Oh wow, this is a signature coming out from their side. They pick up the Fredrin here, almost pretty much like the same lineup that Twisted Minds had in the first series. So this is a classic coming out from them. They had solid front line. They got that CC coming out from the Arlot. They still need something in the gold lane for Super Margo. Is it gonna be the signature Brody here? Because it seems like he's gonna be going up against the Harriet in the gold lane.
Yeah, I was about to say probably a strong pick would be that Brody, especially once the Zaman force comes down. Brody will be able to get the stun in, create that distance from Harith, so that he's not able to kind of get a lot of attacks off there. On the homeboy side,
Yeah, he's the potato guy.
and then Tigreal as well. Tigreal, who we saw
Private's
in the
background, I
last
think, is
match,
what Fidgetal Games
it was
did.
unfortunate because I want to say that he was
AP Bryn, bro.
came to a lot of his sets with that implosion.
I can turn up the volume a
they
bit.
were able to stun, pop him up, and just rain down an excess amount of damage on him. We're gonna see if Homeboys possibly being able to utilize it a little better.
Oh, I actually thought that the market was going to go for the Brody, but this time, you know, knowing that there's going to be a Harriet there, a Nolan that can pick you off, right? The Claude is going to be the safest pick. We've seen this also in the first series where the Claude has just so much mobility and 100% win rate so far in Games of the Future.
What's my prediction?
Ooh, we are here at
I'm thinking
it
AP
right now,
Bryn.
the first game of Homeboys taking on AP Bryn. We're gonna see if this new roster has any surprises to show the I want to say the veteran lineup of AP Bryn.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, immediately picking up the Harriet, right, for nets. I think that is something that they kind of want to put out very early on, despite the fact that they don't even know what's going to be
Private looks
going
fresh.
up against the gold lane. So I think this is kind of a signal for them to
I think
be,
Private is.
you know, a little bit more aggressive at the same time, a little bit
I'm
more,
not
showing of what they want
completely
to happen
sure.
in the game.
I think
And
he
it's
he
not
said it
something we see
yesterday on
so
stream
often,
with
but
me.
something that we actually
I think he was
have, like, a
raised
little
by
throwback to
Italians.
the time where the Alice and the Harriet
He said he was
were
adopted.
kings in the gold lane.
Yeah, exactly. And we already see a little bit of the quickness and the speed you're getting from the Nolan. He's already on his.
I'm just
orange
watch
buff
partying
there,
this chat,
while,
so
AP
if
Bryn
there's
just
anything wrong, I don't
making
know.
it over to
You guys
theirs.
think
So we
Homeboys
have
is
that
gonna
speed,
win?
But it's like we said, it comes out to this early game. Ooh, Zorn coming
A lot
in
of
there,
people
just getting a
think
little bit of
Harith
vision.
is always going to be
Wanted
a
know where
problem.
everybody is at on the map for his team.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time too that the Tigreal
Private has a
was
deep
the
voice.
one
Private's
pushing out the buffs,
also
right? That was a thing before.
old.
But the Sword is just
Like an
kinda
older-
keeping
an
the
older
vision here
guy.
towards the side of Homeboys.
He's a lot
so
older
GB can
than-
actually know where he's gonna be
than a lot of
positioning.
us.
So the turtle is gonna be key here. We did mention that this might be an early game, and we're starting to see like pokes coming in from both Homeboys and AP Bryn right now, but no pickoffs just yet. Everybody's just taking their time to get in the resources. Once that level 4 hits, we'll see where it's gonna be happening right now. Sepat though,
Burger Kim's
pressure
really
out there.
good at
Of course, use that
casting.
He's going to
vengeance, too.
activate. Yeah, use that vengeance. So now he's not going to have it for a little bit. And look at AP Brand. They are not stopping. Oh, Sapat actually might be getting caught here. Is trying to create
Well,
that
they see,
distance. She
though.
becomes in here, putting on the damage. And Zorn out there saying a little bit of a lows to the team there.
Both sides actually, hey, we're here. But you know what? It is just kind of the thing that you can get before you feel like this big clash is going to be happening. Level 4 has been attained here by
I coulda
Chibi,
slept
so that
in.
is one advantage that Homeboys can actually have before getting into the turtle. Kyle TT still going to go for that purple before he gets into this first major objective. It's a good thing that Flab TZ is able to get in that level 4. So this should at least give AP Brand that advantage when it comes
Kyle
to the team
TZ,
fights.
level
That
4.
will be happening on this turtle lane. The deal also picked up that
JB level
demonic
5.
force, so that's going to be a force
one
to be
level
reckoned with
difference.
when it comes to this turtle. AP
What is
Brand
it?
starting
Ooh,
it
he,
up.
he is coming in, but is it going to be a
we're
little
down
too
about half
late?
health already. We did see that.
Oh, he's
Astral
still-
Echo went
he's
out
still
there,
holding
and
in.
Sagat comes in. Here comes that
Good
demonic
communication.
force.
Oh my
Look at the
God.
damage on Chibi. Finds a kill on the Auden. Flap TZ finds
Where'd
a
the
kill
turtle
onto
go?
the turtle and onto Chibi. 2 in 1 with that demonic force.
I had
able to
AP
get an
Bryn,
objective
chat. AP
and a
Bryn.
kill.
AP
Yep,
Brand.
and here's the thing too, it really gets confusing because Odile also had that demonic force, and at the time, right, when you were taking in the turtle, all you can see was actually 2 people jumping up and down and trying to like zone everyone out. But
Demonic
AP
force.
Bryn, actually, you didn't see who was able to take in that turtle though. But the 3 minutes in, we can already see that it is going to be
Super
team
Marco.
fight eccentric when it comes to these turtle takes and these lord takes, and not to mention the
Let's
adjustment
go,
that was
chat.
made, right? You can no longer tug it to the side, so you can kind of expect to see like both these teams are going to be having like hard resets when it comes to taking especially the lord in later on.
Seeing both demonic forces is like a bouncy house during these team fights. So two members just flying up in the sky and then smashing and crashing down. It's going to be very interesting to see how we come out there. Oh, a big final slash comes down onto it. Odie looking to try to use that demonic force. Is it going to be enough to save him? He's still crashing down, trying to survive here. Chibi finds a kill onto Few. Blazing Duet is out.
What a day, guys.
Udil in trouble, trying to
Udil?
find the
What
safety of the
a
tower. Is he going to be able to
day.
get it? He is.
We're here streaming.
And Flap Teasy goes down.
And
That is
we're
a
going to be
3-1
casting here soon.
for
Look at this
Homeboys.
fresh dude right here. Let's
Yeah,
go.
the slows coming
Check
in
us
from the
out, fam.
tower. He took too much damage there. Flap was actually gonna try to go in for that last hit, but there was still that shield coming out from Udil, and he was able to get back to
mute this
safety.
one?
There's some clapback though from AP Brand on the bottom side, and at the same time, Kyle TZ in the middle of everything. He might be in trouble here.
Yeah, unfortunately, they should be still able to get the retribution onto his orange buff here. Kyle Teasy able to find himself an escape, and then Zorn able to defend Udil for this escape.
Why can't I see my current
Yeah, level
live?
7. This
I
one
hate,
level
I
ahead
hate
for the
that
gold
about
lane here,
mobile
Super
versions
Marco.
of
He has
everything.
been doing a double lane too. So not only is he getting the farm up top, he's also getting in some of the minion waves too in the mid lane. So this should give him some advantage to be able to get in those core items as the Claude. Here comes the Tekken Turtle. Owen is taking a bit of the damage here. He hasn't been using that ultimate just yet. Udil comes in with the demonic force. Owen is down.
Yeah, Ojin is down. You see the demonic force just clapping down both of them in the bouncy house of doom. Sapat finds a kill onto Flap Teasy. Out comes the Zaman force while Chibi finds a kill onto Kyle Teasy and the Turtle.
I'm trying to get this,
7-2 right now,
just
a dominating
post it.
performance right now for Homeboys.
I technically don't know what
Here
I'm
about the
casting,
Brand is,
but
it really gets confusing. Odile has been popping in that demonic force that he has been taking in. He's not even taking the final slash here. He's making sure that AP Brand is zoned out before they take in the objective. Chibi managed to land in those nice ultimates right once it came down to that clash, which we know that the Nolan can really dish an insane amount of damage once it has the items, which we'll be seeing later on. But now it's going to be Homeboys at a lead, 17k and 14k for AP Bren.
Yeah, a very interesting decision. I had never even, for some reason, it kind of slipped my mind when the first picks went out, and you had the Nolan, the Harith, and the Valentina, and when that Fovius pick came out, it for some reason didn't even cross my mind that Valentina would be having just as much success on it as well.
Yeah, the thing here about the Homeboys is they're capitalizing on this early game that they had so that Nets can actually scale up pretty well. But as for AP Ren though, Super Margo hasn't been picked off, so that is good. He has been farming the gold lane earlier and even the mid lane, so that just gives him a little bit more time to pick up the items that he needs. And Udil
Homeboys
picks up
taking
that
it to
demonic
AP
force, so
Bren right now.
AP Bren, they need to answer out to Udil right now, who has been such a menace to deal with in these clashes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and this is what's good. The big thing is the patience of AP Bren. As much
It's
as
chibi,
this,
bro.
Looks to be going in Homeboys' favors, all it takes is for
The dude's going insane paired with, is that Odell?
An
Odell?
example of it in the last 3 games that we've been casting.
Odell?
That
Yeah.
the Claw
Top
just
side,
needs an
though.
opportunity. You see there that the Blazing Duet already comes
AP
up and
Bren
Chibi
has
can
late
go
game
ahead
though.
and create some
This is exactly the
out
same
at
way
the
that
bottom.
RRQ played.
Terrified onto Kyle TZ as they're going to go ahead start on this turtle. Here comes the demonic force
Oh, no.
landing.
Trex has
and the implosion
3.5K
as well.
watching.
Kyle
Holy
TZ.
shit.
That means AP Bren does not have their retry, but it looks like Homeboys are not done with the fight.
Yeah, Homeboys actually went for the full engage there, making sure that Kyle TZ is down as Chibi was actually farming up top. AP Brain was actually trying to go for Chibi with that pick off on that final slash and maybe the Blazing Duet coming out from the quad, but Chibi was way too alerted there, knowing what's going to happen there. And so far, Homeboys is just aggression after aggression. They've taken in 2 towers, and so far, all turtles of the game. 7 minutes in, and it is still Homeboys leading.
Yeah, and that's kind of the value you get out of
I mean, he's
Nolan,
Tigreal.
because he can basically spam his abilities on
That boy is going
without
crazy.
cooldown. He gets those dashes very quickly, so you need to be able to kind of close out his escapes when you're engaging him, especially when it's only 2 of you to try to catch one person who can basically spam his movements all around the map.
Yeah, this is the thing. Soren has been using that implosion onto Kyle TZ, right? Like when you get that Fredrin stun, and at the same time you combine it with like the Zaman force coming out from Nets, or even Udil's like first 2 attacks, it's enough to actually contain Kaltizi, so he's not able to soak up the damage, not able to pop in the Appraiser's Wrath, and basically not able to do anything while he's suppressed. So this is good for homeboys when it comes to the early game, but as for AP Bren, right, they need to get Super Marco farmed up.
He's
here.
got a really
So
good
far,
ass
everything kicked
thumbnail.
off. And let's take a look at the items here. He has already built up that Demon Hunter sword, and all he needs is that golden staff to be able to get into that full engagement once it reaches the late game. But Homeboys is just pressuring every single lane right now.
Yeah, and they need to, because they know what their win conditions are. Big Final Slash does go on the Sapat, trying to put the damage onto him. He is going to pop that Vengeance and able to get himself away. Out comes the Implosion. Is that going to be enough? Demonic Forces are out. Kaltizi finds a kill on the GB. Zorn is down, and Appraiser's Wrath comes out as well, but doesn't catch anybody. That 3 down for Homeboys. 1 down in the name of Ogen for AP Bren.
Yeah, actually, Homeboys was confident at that time, right? Like, Zorn wanted to go in. They actually got in Sepat
Yeah.
first. So take a look at the highlights here.
The
Sepat actually
Phoveus
backed away.
pick
You
is
got Few as well with
wild,
the Astral
though.
Echo from the backside. Ogun was down, and the Demonic Force was forced to be reckoned with here. And at the same time, Super Marco came in at the right time with the Blazing Duet that is already kind of damaging Homeboys here. Here comes the Lord.
Yeah, Kaltizi
AP
able to
Bren.
find it with the Retribution, and that's
AP Bren, chat.
when looking able
Don't
to
count
find
him
the kill
out.
as well. And we were just talking about it. Just took a little bit of a moment. Big pop-up finds him and bursted down right now. Blazing Duet from Super Marco to go ahead and clear out the way, and Chibi finds himself a quick ticket back to the base.
Yeah, 204 for the Claude of Marco. This time we kind of see the Claude being activated right now. AP Bren was able to take in that Lord. This should actually make them take a little bit more space in the map that the Homeboys has been pressuring from the early game. Now we see the goal lead actually nullify right now. It's actually evened out for both sides. 31.1
Claude
for
is
both
just-
Homeboys and AP Bren.
It's like the
This is what we
late
were
game
talking
damage
about.
that he
It doesn't
brings
matter how
is
far ahead
insane.
you are, AP Bren sticking to the game
I
plan,
think the
waiting for
biggest
power
problem is
spikes,
that we're
especially
so
when it
used
comes
to
Super
seeing
Marco getting those items. We have
North
Lord kind of flashing
American
up at top. Now a clash at the
Claudes.
purple buff. I'm not even sure who got that. It looks like Chibi able
And
to claim his
North
purple
America is
buff,
just not
even
technical
despite
in order
the,
to utilize
amounts
Claude to
of,
his fullest of
harassment
his
coming from
ability.
AP Bren, but still moving through, taking down towers, especially the mid tower, which is going to go ahead and open up the map for AP Bren.
Definitely
Again,
a
this
big
is just
thing
the
for them. This is
a
gonna be
level
easier
difference
for AP Bren to take in the Lords.
between C and
right
North
now,
America.
3 towers taken in by AP Bren with just that one Lord that they took. This is not even the enhanced one. So once it reaches this next Lord, if AP Bren manages
How cool
to
is
snag
it
this
to
one,
have your own emoting game?
Homeboys just has to either rely on nets here when it comes to the late game, right?
I
And
think
pretty
Claude
much
also
the
requires
Nolan
a
here
team.
is already
Right?
Is
Like-
already fine when it comes to like AP Bren.
It requires a
like
look at how they're protecting him so well.
Demonic Force in the clashes.
Yeah, it's
Like, the
gonna
team's
be
moving
these
like a
next,
unit,
few
which is what they
objectives
should
gonna
be
very
doing.
pivotal for both of these teams as we're starting to move.
It
into
looks
the mid
like
and late
they're
game.
building.
Chibi's gonna find
They're
it
moving.
harder to
They're building
find those
movement speed. They
pickoffs
probably have
once you're
movement
in
speed.
these, big clashes where everybody's kind of sticking together and covering for.
They
each
got
other.
the quantum
and
the
so
quantum
then this is what we've been
charge.
seeing is him now starting to split off, starting to clear the lanes, be a nuisance when it comes to creating that pressure on the opposing sides of the map.
Yeah, I think Homeboys understood that it was definitely going to be hard for Kaltizi when it comes to the early game, right? Though the Fredin does not have the items, they keep on pressuring him. But right now, once it has the items, you can definitely go head-to-head here with the Homeboys. And even the purple buff here is going to be pressured on by AP Bren. Not going to be easy here
Yeah,
for Chibi.
This poor purple buff has no idea who to attack. Does look like Chibi is going to be able to get it, and very wisely, Homeboys don't press it any further. They got the buff. They're going to go ahead and back off and reset on the map.
Yeah, 10. There's a lot more kills here for Homeboys, especially since this was pretty much a Homeboy showing aggression from the start. But AP Bren has been taking control slowly in the game. It has been Kaltizi. It seems like he's going to be the target here, though. A lot of ultimates have been started.
Yeah, big Zombie Force comes out there. Kaltizi getting jumped on right now with that Demonic Force. Deal goes down to Flap Teasy, and you see them trying to chase down Zorn, able to find the kill there. That is 2 down for the Homeboys. In comes Chibi, looking for a kill with that Fracture, able to take down Few. 1 down for AP Bren, but I dare say they still have the advantage when it comes to this Lord, especially the Luminous Lord right now.
Yeah, 2 for the price
No,
of
no
1.
wonder
It's
an
still
NA
gonna be the
team
numbers
wasn't
advantage
invited.
towards AP
Yeah.
Brand. 40K
I don't
lead
think
for
I've
them.
ever
Black
seen
Easy doing a
2
good
teams
job
in North
zoning. I think
America
it should be AP
battle
Brand
like
taking
this.
it in without any contests for the homeboys. That's
Because
gonna be
in
a
North
hand
America,
score
you
going to
can,
our
like,
M5 World
the
Champions.
snowball is so crazy.
Yeah, and very dominant right now as we're moving into the 13-minute. You can see 3:05 for Super Marco right now. I mean,
It's
as
so
soon as he
crazy.
came online, the entire tone, tide of this match completely changed. Ooh, they pass up that bush. Few actually might be in trouble.
Because you've seen how heavy of a presence Homeboys had in the early game, but then, bam, mid-game hit, late-game hit. Claude's now popping off.
Get the one off onto AP Brand.
Chibi's falling behind. He's not able to burst kill someone.
So deadly, right? Like just 2 hits coming out from his skills.
But all
is
it takes
enough
is look at
from the mouth.
Chibi.
And yeah,
Look at
that
Chibi.
was
He
quite
wants the
unfortunate,
back
though,
line.
but
He
they do
wants
have
to
the
get
Lord
that
here.
Claude.
Flapteasy gonna be soaking up the damage.
Look,
A lot of
Super
isolated
Marco, can he
fights.
get it? Can he get it? He's going for it. No, he wasn't able to get it. Claude detected it.
Oh, the CC has landed onto
He
Chibi,
paid.
who's not going to be getting away from
See,
Ogwen.
a
And now
move
we are
like that is
pushing onto
tough.
the mid towers left to only the high
Claude's
grounds
just
for
so
Homeboys,
fast
who
right now,
just a
chat.
few minutes ago, very dominant against AP Brennan, have yet to find an answer for this aggression.
Where they're streaming at the Game of Futures.
Onto the Claude.
Game of Futures
That's that
official.
Purify too. So AP Brand just
Link
taking
in
all
the
these towers
description.
So quickly.
They have 2 different streams though.
Sapot's gonna be the target.
Yeah, Zaman Force is out.
Yeah,
With that
exactly,
Demonic Force
exactly.
coming out from Flap. TZ starting to zone out. The rest of them, Net's in trouble, trying to dash himself away from Super Marco, who is on the clock. Oh, we do have
This
an
is
implosion.
a
Catches
full
one.
Filipino
And then
team,
they're
AP
there
Brand,
as
man.
well. In comes
going for
Ogwen.
it.
Final slash
Ooh.
is out from the back line. It does look like AP Brand starting to create some distance, not wanting to fight a little bit more underneath the turret. I think looking to just kind of create that distance now and wait for the next Lord before they make their next push.
This is dangerous for Homeboys.
So deadly too. So they
They only have
to
1
check
tower
out
left to
Brandon,
defend. They're
but this time
definitely
it's
not
Chibi
defending
in
a
trouble
Lord.
here. He's gonna make it out alive.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about, the spamming ability of him to be able to spam those
I feel like you
dashes,
just need to
which is
ban
actually
Claude
more than Flapteasy
overseas.
can kind of contend with, but the job was done. They zoned him away from the purple buff, and that's going to be another stolen buff for AP Bren.
Man, this is objectives, even resources taken away from Chibi. He has picked up 7 kills though, 4 deaths, but by this time though, it's gonna be really hard. Like the only target that you're gonna be getting is either like a pick off on the bush like what happened earlier up against Few. That's the best thing that you can do because the Nolan is that kind of hero that really shines in the early game. And by this time, all of these heroes have already picked up all the necessary items to kind of counter out all the damage that Homeboys is putting out. And as you can see, 15.2k gold lead for Super Marco and 11.8k only for Nets on the side of Homeboys.
Yeah, and then that says a lot too, especially there's something about having a gold lead on your opponents, but when most of that gold lead is on one person, it really kind of tells a story of like how dominating an effect that they are having. Kyle TZ finds this Lord pretty easily. Sapat going in with the vengeance. I mean,
I'm like
a last
working right now
effort there,
too,
but gonna
chat.
get bursted down by Super Marco, and the last hit going to
Goddamn
Few.
Ico and accountant by day. I'm
Yeah,
just like
nice
kind of
attempt though by
streaming and
Sapat,
watching
but,
the games with you guys while also doing my accounting work.
There was just nowhere to go. Even with the vengeance, he was not able to sustain that damage. Super Marco right now still has that purify. The inhibitors are already down here for the mid lane and the bottom lane. So it's one left over on the top side. But AP Brand is looking to end this one. Always starts it with a final slash here.
Yeah, Udil in a little bit of trouble there. Gets caught on the wrong end. Out comes the Appraiser's Wrath, and then Few finds the kill. Zaman Force is out there trying to protect the core, but the overwhelming damage coming from AP Bren, pushing them out. Blazing Duet is out. Chibi goes down. A double kill for AP Bren, and that's going to be all she wrote for the Homeboys. Game 1 going to the the M5 champions, AP Bren.
All right.
Yeah, current rating
So
M5 champions,
AP Bren won.
Able to hold them off from pushing through the base crystal, and that's when you see the
Oh
wipeout.
snap! Who won
Going into
here?
the favor for Deuce Volt, shutting down Burmese schools.
Whose
MVP
Volts
going
won?
over
Whose
to
Volts
the man
beat
himself,
Burmese schools?
Sunset Lover, 2-0-11 on the Nana, 25% damage dealt. Gold per minute sitting at 433.
A perfect no-death game. Went in from James Bond stats to 2-0-11, which is good. Obviously doing the mage stuff, which is like magic damage pressure and the stuns with perfect
Usual for
positioning
Deuce
this
Falls.
game, and his passive and the flicker help him to achieve that.
14,000 watching the official.
Super good, and it seems like Burmese Goals didn't have the the initiation wasn't there, wasn't enough
Oh God.
Kind of like
The
make
overlay
fast
is
kills
wild.
on the enemies, even though the carry
You want the magic
had
boots
no
if
purify had no purify,
if
you
you-
can basically cash her and kill, but it wasn't the case because of the positioning.
if there's a lot of
Yeah, and I mean,
CC
look at
though.
Sunset Lover just stacked up with the magic damage. Holy Crystal, Divine Glaive, Lightning Truncheon, and Echo through the hearts of the Burmese Ghouls. Definitely showcasing why he got that MVP. 100%.
D-Lar got bronze.
To top that off. When you're looking at the side of Burmese Ghouls, though, Stitch definitely had a game plan.
Does he have the BMI? He has that extra layer of protection when it comes to the clashes. And by that time, right, like Fuel was already dishing out a good amount of damage, right? You get it from the Astral Echo, and then he gets to snipe the backlines. It was just too much to handle there for Homeboys in that final stage. Like it only took 2 Lords for AP Brand to seal the deal here in the first game.
And I want to say, at the beginning of that match, there was a lot going on too, especially with the Valentina and having those demonic forces.
Yep.
Like you said, it's so hard to tell which demonic force is going off, who they're going at. At one point, I believe, was it Ogwen was able to land a demonic force, get a kill, and the turtle. I believe it's this fight. Is it? Yeah, or no, Flap Teasy it was. Okay.
Yeah, Flap.
Yeah, was able to get both of them here as we're taking a look at some of these highlights.
Yeah, you can see like Olwen here had a lot of like good final slashes here, and you can see how Homeboys kind of dominated with the I would say dominated, but Morph had a really good early game, great rotation for the Homeboys. They actually pressured out a lot of the towers, and even down to the turtle fights, they were able to contest, right? And with the Demonic Force, as you can see, there was a time there that it was actually Udil and some Flap teasing going up against each other. And yes, it does get confusing.
Yeah, Burmese Ghoul is
But what
definitely
Homeboys
lost.
actually did right in all of those clashes, right, is they had that CC, they had that sort of pressure up against Kyle Teasy once he gets immobilized. The Homeboys really had that burst damage, but once it came to the mid game, everybody had that items. This was actually one of the really game-changing type of mid game that AP Bren had. They were able to get down Owen here, but they were able to get the shutdown also onto Chibi, which is a really big factor onto taking back the goal that they lost up against the Homeboys.
Yeah, and at this point is where Super Marco started taking off with the
Burger
damage
Kim
with
sounds
his
so
items
good
and
at
everything.
what
You
she
see
does.
Here gets another kill onto nets, and this is what kind of began the end for Homeboys. Had a little bit of an implosion there, but the Blazing Duet more like it just got farmed so quickly. It was almost like a shock to them for how much damage he was actually outputting, and eventually just like pretty much the biggest factor here, and I'd be surprised if he's not the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, not picked off, not shut down. I think the thing here about Chibi is at least he was able to, either pressure out the backlines here of AP Bren. But once, it was just Super Marco wrecking havoc. 2 Lords. This was the last one to finally take in the game here for AP Bren. I love how they actually took control over the sides before they actually went down to the final, or the crystal here of the Homeboys. So
I'm like working
had,
right
some
now,
setups
chat.
here,
Sorry,
mostly onto
guys.
Owen and Kaltizi, but that didn't really matter
Oh, I
because
found it.
you really had to take down Few and Super Marco here at this point, right? And this was where Sepat came in with the vengeance onto Super Marco. He popped in the Wind of Nature, but up against 4 members of AP Brand, there's really nothing much you can do.
Yeah, kind of one of those last-ditch efforts to try to make something happen. Unfortunately, I mean, AP Bren just
people even use Brave
smart
Smite
with their positioning, and you can see here
AP
the
Bren
last seconds of the Homeboys here as that core goes down. Oh, actually, AP Bren Super Marco comes away with the MVP.
I think this
5,
should
0,
be
and
the
8.
Claude. Yeah, should be the Claude here. Yeah, he picked up
100%.
the Immortality, and I think by the
Thomas though showcased it today. I haven't actually seen a Thomas.
Rose Gold Meteor to actually counter out all of the magic damage, right? Like he had to deal with either the Demonic
Wild.
Force or even Nets's Zaman Force, but he wasn't picked off at any time, right? Like 508 onto the Claude here, and even the Purify, right? For the side of
Yeah.
Homeboys, they're really not able to set things up here or actually take down or shut down Super Marco mid to late game.
Claude's been working out, hitting the gym. According to
Yeah.
this picture.
I'm pretty sure this is the guy.
Claude's been working
Here we can
out.
Take a look at all of the stats here. Unfortunate for Zorn. Really,
I
trying to
think it was the
create
wrong
those,
photo.
Those openings with the implosion.
The Super
but, man,
Marco
I wanna
was
say
their,
AP Bren just all over him. And
was a
especially
Claude,
once,
not
Super
a
Marco got
Fredrin.
set, Demon Hunter sword was able to just really chunk him down, make him pay for diving into the line
Jesus.
as well.
Yeah, you can see that apart from like all Super Marco, right, and Ogwen,
Zorn was TPing too much. He got a chocolate.
The latter stages of the game, right? Like, he was also zoning out the homeboys, and at that point, like Odile had to think if he actually wanted to take the
Oh boy, got
Demonic
the
Force, or
chocolate.
would he want to take the final slash, maybe to have that additional CC for their side. But AP Bren, I think they were kind of like saying, okay, yeah, it's fine that the homeboys kind of took that early game, but all we need to do is have like Super Marco activated. 92% of the turret damage actually went to him with a 76% team fight participation, and we can't count
Any
out, of
games
course,
between
Lapis
top
and
teams
Kalki
today?
with an
To
88%
be
total
honest, like we're just
participation.
everywhere
Of
at
course,
this
they were the
point,
ones,
man.
zoning
I'm not even
these
quite sure
players
what the
out,
next set
homeboys,
of
and at the
games
same
are,
time
because
taking the
like we
damage
didn't
so
get
that
a
Super
proper
Marco can
schedule or
come in
anything like
with
that.
Blazing Duet and finish his job.
Yeah, I mean, basically a clinic put on of having patience, not losing.
Oh,
The game
we'll
plan that
we'll see
you
how
had,
things go.
being patient about what your marksman needed, and still, I want to say, like, even when it came to a lot of the early aggression that came out from Homeboys, I mean, they still did a great job in the early game. It's just, I want to say they just weren't able to close it down quick enough before, like, because it was always basically looming in the back of their heads. They knew the Claude was going to get fed. They were doing their best to try to offset that early game. It's just eventually the toll comes due, and you're going to be
That boy
dealing
Private.
with Super Marco, who's got his items, who's able to take part in these fights now, and that's something that they're going to probably have to have a plan for if they want to take this to a game 3.
Yeah, the Nolan was picked up first there.
Oh
by,
boy, dude, they
Homeboys.
just
I
need to
think this
ban
might
Claude.
actually
Every
be
time we
AP
see
Bren
Claude,
on
it's
the
like
side.
GG's,
So
dude.
the Nolan was a big thing
Why
here for
can't
the
you
Homeboys
comment
to
on your
actually
on
win
my
out
live?
that
I don't
early
know.
game. But at the same time,
You
right,
like
AP Bren
banned?
had that late game insurance. So I still think up until now, like, it's a Claude, 100% win rate, all 4 games that
I
we
see
had
someone
so
like
far in
comment
Days of the
or
Future. And I
send in
think it
like
just goes to
comments
show,
saying,
like, the mobility, the Blazing Duet. Once you have all those items, you can definitely take in the game once the Claude is farmed up. So I think all of these teams might actually take the Claude for themselves, or maybe even
I can-
prioritize that, apart from like the rubies or even the other heroes that we have been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, hats off, Homeboys. I mean, you're talking about the world
man.
champions. So just the dominance that they showed in the early game just kind of shows you how much they've been trying to build that synergy, what they've been practicing on, working on, and
I'm trying to
were
go
very
to-
mildly successful in the early game against AP Bren. It's just like we said,
I don't know where
it's
to
the long
ban
haul. There's
it,
all the
or
aspects of the
let's
game
manage
that you
my-
kind of need to cover early, mid, and the late. And there's just like a few more boxes that AP Bren was able to check.
YouTube
with
makes
that
it
last
really hard to,
composition
like-
and with their rotations.
Here.
Than
I think this
Homeboys.
is
But
where
I'm
I
excited
find
to
it.
see if Homeboys can pull out maybe a little bit of an
Unity.
upset here to take this, to extend this out. Give us a little bit more
Hidden
time out here
users.
on the casting desk to see how if this game can go to a 3.
Yeah, a little bit more airtime for us here, especially it's
Awkward.
a highly anticipated match. No, I'm
I don't
kidding.
think I see
But you know
anybody
what?
on
I
the
do wanna
block
see it
list.
stretch out to a game number 3, right? So we can kind of flesh out what kind of other type of compositions that these teams are comfortable with. So it seems like Homeboys, for their first game, they kind of wanted to go for that early game, right? Like picking up the Tigreal, picking up that
Intermission.
Nolan. And at the same time for AP Bren, right? They had a very good lineup that can kind of shine in the early game, and at the same time that late game.
Yeah, I don't know why you
for
can't
AP Bren,
comment.
that one shutdown onto Chibi with that
The
Molan
only
was
person
enough to
that I
save the
think's
game.
blocked
But we might
here
actually head
is
into the draft in just a little bit, and just like that, it is gonna be AP Bren on the blue side, and immediately we already see
like
bans
Ben.
coming through here for AP Bren. It's actually centered towards the Roam and XP lane. The Ruby and the Arlot gonna be
I don't
taken
know,
out.
fam.
Yeah, and then for the homeboys, they're gonna
Welcome to the live stream if you guys are new to it.
With the last game, we got the Fanny and the CC taken.
If you guys didn't know, I am going to be casting in the Phygital games, the games of the future. I'll be in the next the second shift of casters coming in. I'm not quite sure what games we're casting because like everything's like doesn't really make sense. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll be going in a little blind, but we're here. We're here. We are on the first day again, just second shift. I'll be casting every day but Friday, and then I'll be casting the grand finals on Saturday alongside Trex. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. My biggest casting gig. As long as nothing changes. I do cast tomorrow. I cast tomorrow. Yeah, it's just wild on what we cast. Everything's in Russian, so like it's really hard to keep up with what's going on. I think I just got pinged. They just pinged us, so it's 1-0 on both teams. If 2-0, it's your turn for the next games. Right. We're on whatever the next games is, but we'll be on stream A instead of B. We'll go back to this one though. All right, I'm gonna get some of my actual job done though. I'm kind of watching and working at the same time, chat. I'm sorry if I'm not able. I can't use all of my vacation time, or I would, but I gotta save some of my vacation time for the NACT, so. I got the Matilda. Ah, the Brats. But they gave up the Matilda. Ooh, AP Brim pulling out an Xborg. All right, here, let me turn that back, the volume back on.
Usually the answer to tanky heroes like the Fredrin and the Barretts, and they add up the X-Borg here. I'm still
We're
kind of
just watching together.
Easy hero, or maybe, you know, a little bit throwback to the X-Borg in the jungler position. But this might actually be in the XP lane. One of the a really solid picks in the XP lane that can really stand alone. And at the same time, Homeboys has this final pick. Will they go for their mid lane already, since they might actually go for perhaps the I was thinking something along the lines of the Novaria, but they seem to prioritize this Valentina, so to pick up the ultimates here like the Last Insanity and even the Guiding Wind here of the Circling Eagle rather of the Matilda.
Yeah, I want to say, like, while the Circling Eagle is can have its place in a lot of these compositions and its threats, I feel like Matilda's real shining point comes with that Guiding Winds and having the Flask of the Oasis.
I posted a live Instagram story if you guys want to see like what's going on behind the scenes.
Really,
remember to rest. I know my schedule is haywire. Much love, L3.
How much damage that your team can take.
Thanks for keeping me in your thoughts.
So while I do like to pick for Valentina to be able
it's
to
also finals week for
it won't
my
really
master's
capture
program,
what
so
makes the Matilda pick so dangerous and sustainable during a lot
I
of
might be
these
dead
fights. It's going to be very
this
interesting here
weekend.
too, because you've got the
Find out.
X-Borg, the carry, you were talking about it. Those are the prime picks, the true damage that they can do, the prime picks to take down the tanky heroes like the Barats. And it's the same thing if possibly this Gwen decides to go with a tanky build as well. We do...
Yeah,
Odette.
I was waiting for you to see that ban coming out from Homeboys, because you were talking about how deadly the Matilda was. And actually, I've seen this in a couple of content creators videos, is that they get the circling the circling eagle, and then you combine it with the Odette's the Odette Swan Song. So that is a lot of damage,
That's
and at the
crazy.
same time, the mobility it provides for AP. And AP Bren
Is that
known for
really a
using this
meta?
Odette for the very first time in M5 World Championship. So I am not surprised that came out.
I'm a
from
Superman.
the Homeboys.
Hey,
So this
hey, you're
leaves
amazing.
either with,
Love you.
if they want the vision on the bushes, right? Because the Guinevere can actually set up the play from the bushes. They can still go
Thank
for
you, L3.
the Novaria with the protection here.
Yeah,
with the
I'm
Matilda. That
studying
can still be a pickup for
MLBB.
View.
I'm an
Or at the
accountant.
same time, they
I'm a
might actually
caster.
pick up
I'm
someone
a
on the
pro
middle, like
team
Olivia,
manager
to
for the
actually just
NACT.
not
I
pick
got a
up
lot of
Valentina,
titles.
A lot more ultimates to pick up. That's usually the answer. Or maybe
Not because I
perhaps
won all
Warrior
the
would be a
titles.
good
I
pick
just
too in the mid lane. Like
I do a
it
lot
really
with my
slows down the
time.
Barats, and it also kind of nullifies the ultimate of the Valentina.
If I'm not doing something,
So,
I feel like
at mid lane,
my
I
life
think,
is
it depends on what they're, if they're looking
I don't
toward
know.
the meta. I mean,
I
we
feel like
still
I
got
can
a
always do
Aurora
something
out
with my
there.
life.
I mean, we didn't really find too much success with it in game one of our last series, and then I feel like the teams kind of distanced themselves from that pick, went for the Vexana, the Odette.
Mid's
as
so
well.
fragile
I'm
right
very
now.
interested to see where the Nana.
I mean, they got the
still out
Val
there
or
as well.
the they got the
We, have
Valentina.
our, first Nana
just
game
putting it
here.
out there. Actually, I think it might be, AP Bren might actually
Nana would be a good
double
go.
think of like, picking up that
Lilia is
that
still-
Nana actually, because they still have that Valentina to consider.
I mean,
It
Aurora.
can
I can't tell. I
actually
think
be a
Aurora
menace
might be
to
still
the
open.
Barats, or maybe even the
Dude,
Valentina
that
in
is
the
a
mid lane.
decent amount of
But I'm still
damage.
thinking something along
Homeboy's
the lines
building a lot of magic.
a Lilia, or perhaps like a Valir in the mid lane that can really make it hard here for either the first three picks here of the Homeboys. And Nets still goes for that Harriet that actually did pretty well in game number 1, but at the same time it wasn't able to scale up as well as the Cloud of Super Marco did. So, but you know what? It's a carry up against the Harriet. This can definitely pressure the carry in the early game, right? With the advantage it does.
There it is.
Yeah, I think we have to keep on tossing these things so that they bring it out. So what do you want to see from... Okay, yeah, there you pick it up. What do you want to see from the Homeboys then?
The
What do you
Nana.
want to see from the Homeboys?
Man.
I mean, I think the Nana is gonna be a good go 'cause of
monster,
the
threat,
brats.
the menace that people have yet to see in that.
You studied
Nana
part
that has
time
been,
for your
that has been
degree
picked
and
out
working at
here.
the
I'm
same
very-
time. Yeah.
It's
I've already finished my
used
my
to be one of those
undergrad.
picks that was just one of those
I already
cutesy
have my
picks that,
bachelor's.
people
I'm
never
working
really
on my
paid attention to.
master's
With the
now.
recent changes, she could chain her skills together.
I'm in my
now. Molina
second.
hits more than one
I'm in my
person,
first
and
semester.
on
Yeah.
impact,
Almost done
like,
with
as
my
soon as
first
it lands,
semester.
so it's basically like a Molina grenade that she can toss out.
I got like a
there, and then, she can counter, she can
99.98%
collect
in
that
my
together with that Molina Blitz
analytical
ultimates,
managerial
very quickly.
analytic
So you don't
class.
even have
So
time to react, but as soon as you realize you're transformed, there's already an ultimate coming down, bouncing its way towards you and your team.
Hey,
And,
salute to you
Hellcurt,
too. I
we
mean,
haven't seen a
shoot.
Hellcurt in a
Wait,
good.
what?
I know what you're
minutes.
going through.
Okay, wait. Is this a Barrett's XP lane? I feel like this is
What?
kind of like a
Yeah,
spur of
what-
the
what
moment
is
thing,
going
right?
on
Like,
here?
We were
They picked up a
hearing for fact that
Hellcurt?
the Barretts is gonna be the one in the jungle, but the Barretts up against the X-Borg here, or even up against the Baksha, that's not really a good matchup here. So
I kind of want to watch this match, but I have to kind of be
for, like,
astute to this match because if this match ends, then I
Yeah,
have
you
to
already
go
see Burmese Ghouls,
cast.
some excellent execution right there. A battle of patience. Blink.
But
with a great
let's watch
flicker
the
in,
Burmese
you know,
Ghouls and
Fury
Deuce
for
Vault.
the
Sorry
setup
if you
to
guys
allow
don't want to watch that,
Sox to be able
but
to take that turtle. Looked like they were not going to be able to get it, and then at the last second, with the battle of patience and mastery, they're able to pull it off, extending their lead, like you mentioned.
I'll be
Now up
casting in
3.
this
Now
group
goal by
stage, so
Soxa. Extending a
I gotta make
mile
sure
away
that
with the
I know when
decimation.
this is over.
He's able to get one. Stitch gets another. Magister.
I'm sure
finds
they'll
Stitch
work
to
with
respond,
us.
though.
I
That's gonna
don't-
be a 2 for
who
1
knows?
trade on the top side. 6
But I'll
to 1
end up
on the
having to end my
scoreboard.
stream and
Burmese
go
Ghouls lead
cast, so
away,
you guys
but the 2v1
definitely should
matchup, violent record on the
watch
matcher. Not going to be able to get away, and Nico, with the power of the IMU, will take him down.
when I do start casting.
Yeah, and things are
I'll be on the
starting to look
I'll be on
bad
the
for DOC,
if you guys do want to
especially
see it, I'll
from
be on
Dijon.
the
He can
it's in the
kinda
description of the
like
stream.
back into the game because now
No.
he cannot stand on the
I know, I'm
lane
sorry.
being farmed, and
You can
he
find
jumping
the
in
channel
actually on the bot lane, trying
on
to
the
defend.
description
He
of my
didn't pop
stream.
his ultimate, but already lower than half of HP.
I can
Eventually
swap back to
defend
the other
turret,
one
but it's
and
now
kind of
it's
keep.
dangerous to stay
I'm hoping they
on the
ping me
Ash
at some
lane
point.
now. Grok is coming in trying to help.
But I'll have to
playing
be
with
talking
his
about
health.
this. This actually
More
might go to a
outside
best out of
on the
3
CC,
though.
even more damage is going to be there. 6 minutes into the game only.
I don't think Deuce Vault is gonna lose, but if they can't stop this
Yeah, but a
snowball,
similar situation, even though Burst Mean Schools is up by 6 kills, they have a hard time translating this.
we'll go back to the other
Kyle
one.
TZ finds a kill onto Zorn.
Private and
gonna go
Kim are
ahead and
casting
steals
really
the
well.
First blood for AP Bren.
Wow.
Let me see
did
if
you
I-
that flicker out from Flap TZ?
I'll pull the
actually
other
figured
stream up
out
on
when,
my
Chibi was actually gonna
iPad
go
so I
in
know.
For the, for the ultimate there, like that Dark Knight falls, and he's like, okay, I feel like I can still sustain this, and you know, with the chemistry that AP Bren has, they had that backup. Kyle TZ was able to pick up that first kill. Overall, AP
I should have
Bren
my
is just winning it
Discord on
so
my-
far here, and they're prepared to
damn
take on to
iPad.
Homeboys. Let's see if Homeboys can actually go in for a steal here, because you still have
Fat
that Dark Knight
Tommy.
falls to actually steal in the
What up,
objective
Steven?
here. Kyle TZ gonna
Yeah,
be
dude,
working up
I'm
his
casting
first
into
circle.
this
Storm
Russian
does not
tournament,
have
dude.
The ultimate just yet, so AP Bren can take this without any contest, not unless Chibi comes in.
I'm
Yeah,
casting
Chibi comes
this
in, Dark
tournament
Knight
and
falls
working
out,
at
but
the
he
same
gets
time.
slowed down. Ogwin was right there waiting.
Yeah, they went
for him
Broth
to come in. As
EXP,
soon as Dark
chat.
Knight Falls went in, he got put down. Zorn looking for an escape.
I think
He's gonna use
Homeboys
that
is
flicker
just
to
grasping
get
for air.
himself away.
Yeah, the nice zoning too there by AP Bren. They actually camped out in that tiny bush over there, so to give vision towards AP Bren. Super Marco, though, it's a different story here on the bottom side. We did mention that the carry is going to have a hard time up against this Harriet that has a little bit more advantage when it comes to the range. As you can see, Owen already rotating towards this bottom side to give a little bit more of that assistance to Marco.
Yeah, and I want to say a good read by Nets right now. He smells something in the water. He's just like, okay, something's up down here. I know there's got to be Ogwin must be near. Oh, they do actually catch him. The Zaman Force is out. Trying to help Super Marco. He does catch a kill. Ogwin unable to help, and
I'm
has to watch his
also
teammate go
working
down.
right
He's
now as
tied
well, so I'm like
1-1
streaming and working
for
at the same
Homeboys
time.
and AP Bren.
I'm
Yeah,
kinda
the thing here
listening to
about,
the games.
Homeboys is that they understand that
I did
the
make it
fact
to
that Nets
10K,
can
I
actually
did.
pretty much pressure Super Marco on his lane.
I'm literally
That's why
like,
you see the rotations mostly going towards the XP here. As
I'm
Flap
literally
is gonna get
working at
pressured
the
on.
same time.
He's gonna pop in that last and it actually gets
Streaming and
Super Marco. This is
kinda
what I was
listening
saying, right?
and
The Barretts
chatting
don't
it
have
up
that
with the
much
chat.
mobility, plus the
Working
fact
way
that it
too
only has
hard,
to
you
flicker
know
out.
it.
So up against the export, it's not really gonna be that good when it comes to the laning phase.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate when you're trying. Oh, Chibi might be getting caught
Yeah,
here.
Chibi?
Use his flicker. Here comes the Dark Knight Falls is out. We do have a pop up there on the Kyle TZ looking for the damage. Zaman Force
Really
laid down,
though?
so he's crawling.
There's dedication,
away.
I know,
And
man.
Matilda able to
I'm trying to put in the
use
work.
That ability to get him out of harm's way, but he still goes down. You can see the value coming. Flap TZ with the flicker. Udil takes a whole heap of damage, and Nom Nom's first a pat able to eat up Flap TZ,
Noms.
and they're going to claim a kill. 3-3 apiece here.
The side of Homeboys was able
Orange
to get
fucking it
in
up.
some of the trade-offs, and with that pick off onto Kyle,
We went
TZ,
bronze
Homeboys
last
were able
time.
to take this one in. Unless there's gonna be any contest. The turtle, okay, gonna be taken in.
Zorn.
By the Homeboys, and this time they actually kind of clap back here up against the side of AP Bren.
Ooh, a Nets and a Zorn looking to put the damage on. We do have a Violet Requiem on the Kyle TZ, but I mean, that's a big tanky boy in that box here. Now here comes the rest of the team trying to chase down Ogwen and Kyle TZ, but they're going to go ahead and use that guiding wind to get themselves to safety.
Okay, so Pat also actually moved down towards this bottom side, actually sharing a little bit of those gold creeps with Nets. So let's see if that will actually make much of a difference here, because so far it is fine, because Nets is actually winning in the lane. They might actually go in for the switch right now, just as it hits the 5-minute mark to be able to get in at least some trade. Zorn though tries to go in for Flap TZ. It's a little bit tanky. Let's see if Homeboys can actually take him down.
Yeah, they do land a pop-up, but Flap Teasy might be in a little bit of trouble here. Udil finding the kill there as well, bringing him up. Homeboy is now up 1 kill to AP Bren right now. Gold pretty much tied for both of them right now. Still looking at especially the advantage. AP Bren has the advantage with the towers and the advantage for kills going to Homeboys.
Yeah, it's funny too. Like I only noticed that
Hermes
right now.
Goal is
We were
looking
so
like they might
busy
take out
thinking
Deuce
about
Vault,
where
though.
these heroes are gonna be going in.
It's about
for
to be a
Homeboys.
1-1.
I actually didn't notice that it is a 3-man Purify here for AP Bren just to cancel out the setups here coming out from Zorn. So I think here for the Homeboys is they have to make sure that all these damage dealers, if they don't have that Purify, it is the time to go up for the setup or maybe waste out those Purifies before those big clashes. But so far, Homeboys right now, they are, at least they've traded in the towers after taking in that second turtle of the game.
We'll be casting next, though.
And it's, I mean, I do like that Sapat's kind of rotating around now. He's able, outside of the laning start of this game, I mean, the laning, he was going to have the biggest problem because his whole kit is based on being able to kind of kick and maintain his stacks. Now we're starting up on the turtle. We're about half health right now. You can see Flap TZ. Oh, Nets actually might be in trouble. Zaman Force has been dropped, but he gets taken down quickly by the Nana. This will leave it open for Chibi to take the turtle. Last Insanity is out looking for Zorn. Puts on the damage, and that might... Nope. We're going to be able to use that dash to get away. So, I mean, you get a kill, but Homeboy's able to get themselves...
I'm back. What up, Monkey?
Now the pressure with the numbers in their
Monkey
favor.
D,
AP Bren
D banana.
pressure onto the mid
Much
lane,
love, bro.
but decide against pressing their advantage.
Yeah, the thing here about Homeboys and AP Bren in that final turtle crash here. Oh, although Flap TZ here. Gonna be going up against the deal once again. They've been going at it ever since game number 1, though. They may be able to survive, but yeah, just as I was saying, you know, AP Bren kind of understood that the Homeboys had the prime position there. They were able to take the turtle, so they went for nets instead. Pressure the gold lane for the turtle take. So still some nice trade-offs there across the board for AP Bren. And looking at the gold lead here, it is going to be Homeboys leading by 1k just because of the fact that they actually took in at least 2 turtles for this game. But AP Bren still leading in terms of control over the map. They've taken in 2 of the towers 50 seconds before the first lord is up. And I think
Dude, the
Homeboys,
chats
if they
are
wanna create some
wild.
pressure, they can actually take in this lord.
I'm
They do have the Dark
back
Knight Pulse.
again.
Yeah, and that's going to prove vital when it comes to the last seconds of trying to take this Lord. If they can kind of maintain their space in there. You've got Sapat who can kind of tank a lot of the damage, who's going to be able to sit in the Lord pit and really kind of like claim it. Whereas Chibi's going to have to really be very careful about when he comes in to try to get those needles in or to get that Dark Knight Falls, to get that retribution onto it. We do see the Kyle TZ close resistance here. But Zorn going to go ahead, dive himself to safety.
Yep, 15 seconds. I think everybody
4
here
to
for
4,
AP Bren,
man.
they're doing their best to poke Homeboys here
is
so
wild.
that they try to go back to their base, heal up that HP before this first major objective. Zorn is also looking for someone to take down with the setups that the Guinevere has, but it's not gonna be easy. 3 Purifies here that haven't been used just yet, and so far the pressure is gonna be on to the mid lane. Okay, Super Marco and Owen though.
Yeah, speaking of the Purifies, we do have a Daytona's Welcome that lands on to Super Marco. Nets able to find the kill there. That is going to be 1 down for AP Bren. They're looking immediately to go for this Lord right after
Such an unorthodox play.
The focus on them is remarkable.
Such an
Marco
unorthodox
was,
play.
isolated there. He was with Ogun that was trying to get him to safety, but Zorn, they had that Purify up. But the rest of Homeboys was just working on them. They get in this first Lord of the game.
Yeah, and now we have the Zaman Force laid out there. Still, Nets in trouble on this side. Gets taken out by Ogwen, and they're going to be able to get Flap TZ to safety. They do get the Lord. They lose 1 in the process in the ensuing fight of it. But I want to say, I mean, Homeboy's doing a good job of being able to waste out these Purifies. You're going to have the
Someone give me
Requiem
flex
coming
coins.
out from Zorn, and then Sapat
Guys are
is
some
right there behind
gamblers.
to scoop them up with that Daytona's Welcome.
Yeah, bottom side too, like Homeboys is doing their best to pressure it out and at least capitalize this lead that they have up against AP Bren by at least taking in the outer turrets here and maybe going in for the second. It's a relatively low kill count here for both sides, right? Like both are trying to take in as much objectives as they can. Kaltizi going to be working up this purple buff, but it seems like the target all the time will be Flapteezy that is able to soak up all of the damage here.
And that's Zorn going ahead and lands onto Flapteezy, but Flapteezy able to get away there. I don't think he had the Violet Requiem. Here comes a circling Eagle onto Udil. Alguin decides against continuing it and getting the pop-up there. AP Bren able to very quickly take down this Lord, a non-luminous Lord there, but I want to say it might be a little bit harder once we move on to these next ones.
Yeah, Flapteezy right now, he is been the one frontlining apart from Kaltizi. What's making it really hard here too is that most of the time, right, like the Zorn's pickoffs here onto either Super Marco or Few, right, that you do have the guiding wind or the guiding wind out, but sometimes it's not enough once you get surrounded here by homeboys. You still got the Detona Swell coming out from Sepat, so there is a lot of things to consider here for AP Bren. Unfortunately enough,
Hey bro, what's your rank now?
Not that far. Either
I just made it to
they
Mythic.
Take down Chibi before the
I've been
comes up,
I've been
or
doing
maybe
way
they
too much
get a
stuff for the
singular pickoff
NACT.
here, but here comes Zorn.
Yeah, we do have a pop-up there on the Flapteezy. He gets terrified away, has no more.
I think I'm like Mythic 10 stars or something like that.
Has activated that Tortoise Puissance, trying. You see the trail as he tries to run away. Dark Knight Falls is out. Big pop-up lands, but the Purify is out. Zorn in trouble, gets taken down by Flapteezy. Kyle Chibi gets taken down by Super Marco.
I'm working at the same time right now and kind of listening to the stream.
Is he going to be able to? Finds the kill onto Super Marco while Flapteezy trying to flame him for his troubles. Oh, we have a Daytona's Welcome, which lands. Are they going to be able to put the damage onto him? He does. He still has that immortality out. Down comes the Zaman Force.
I'm kind of just like listening
to the
it.
Kill, decides against continuing it and backs up.
Yeah, 2 for the price of 1. Super Marco activated that Purify, and by the time he went up against Nets, he was just dancing around. And taking a look at the items here, he has picked up the Corrosion Sight and the Golden Staff. Maybe perhaps going in for the Demon Hunter Sword as his next item. The gold lane is going to go to Nets when it comes to the gold lane. 8,000 for him, and Super
Are they going to do
Marco
the 50-50
is
retry?
by 1,000.
Not yet.
35,000 for the homeboys. They're looking to take in this Lord. Let's see if they might manage to get in a pick-off Swords, or he's setting something up there up top. He does not have the conceal though.
Yeah, so he's waiting. We're at the Lord, just down to about 10%.
Insane,
looking for a bait.
bro.
I think homeboys are very confident in their ability.
Hermes
to
Ghouls
fight
just
this,
lost
so
the
they're kind of very
Lord.
slow playing this Lord. They're dragging it out. They want to know where AP Bren is on the map right now. But as they're doing that, as they're kind of slow playing it, they've got.
I'm watching the other game right here and watching this game here.
Lord pulls out
with
again
you guys,
and goes ahead
and I'm working at the same time.
A very frustrating day for the Lord here. Doesn't know if they want to fight. Doesn't know if they want to leave him alone. Coming back and forth. You can see now Flapteezy and AP Bren starting to put the damage onto the Lord at about
583,
half
287.
health right now. Still looking for the opportunity. Chibi, it gets dragged out again. They're dancing around this, and nobody. Each team looking for the first one to make a mistake. Ooh, Deal goes in a little bit close. Here comes the circling Eagle, taking with him Flapteezy into the back lines, but be careful, they all reset back on the map. Half health for this Lord.
Yeah, even the Lords get confused. Oh, Few will pick up the Chibi. It's massive. Like that's it.
Are they gonna end this here,
just
bro?
go for this Lord, and that is gonna be it. Few's like, it's over. We're just gonna be taking this in. I take down Chibi. I take in this Lord, and AP Bren bounces back in just like that in the 14-minute mark.
When it comes to plays like that, where both teams are jockeying for position, slow playing Lord, it's always comes down to the first one to make a mistake or the first team to create it. And you saw it there with Few on the Nana, able to find Chibi, and then the rest of the team absolutely jumped on the opportunity. Now, homeboys are facing a Luminous Lord heading down the bottom lane, while sure we're probably going to see AP Bren trying to exert some pressure onto these the top and mid lane.
Kind of losing here.
Oh, that's interesting. Owen just picked up the Bloodwings.
They were
here.
winning, but now it's just tied.
Magic damage and the
This
shields.
vault might turn it around.
The bottom lane is bare though. They can just the Lord can just go straight in for the base, as AP Bren is going to be forcing out the fight here. Chibi is down. As Homeboys, one member down, as the Lord's going to be knocking in their base.
Yeah, already at the core right now. They have to have an answer for it. Unfortunately, Chibi a little late with that Dark Knight Falls. Still gets caught by Super Marco. A little bit slower of a game. We talked about it not matching up in the mid game. We do have a Last Insanity out. Udil is backing off. Super Marco puts the finishing touches on that mid tower. Now we are at the core. Just one more. Well, actually, we have 2 towers up at the top. A high ground and the tier 2.
There it goes.
Finds the mid. We only have one more high ground. Is Homeboy going to be able to stop this Last Insanity to try to zone them out? Super Marco puts the finishing touches on the high ground, and they all decide against pursuing this any further. They got one more Lord, and it does look like Homeboys might be at the last minutes of their game.
Yeah, 4K instantly went back to AP Bren. Just like that, after that pick off by few onto Chibi, right? And this is what we were saying about the Nana. It can instantly burst you down like that. Once you get caught into, you get that Molina, and then the Nana pops in, that Molina Blitz, you can just one-hit delete. Like, even the tankiest heroes in the game is already taking up so much damage from that Nana. But it seems like AP Bren, they might actually just commit for this. Kaltiz is going to go in.
Oh, Burmese schools,
yeah, we have the Daytona's welcome followed by the Dark Knight Fall. Still looking at who's going to be able to come out on top. Solid Force has been released. Few finds a kill on to Zorn, and this might be a wrap. Super Marco is down 2 as well, though. You can see
way
in the
they
back.
turned
He
that
might not
around.
want to be part of this fight. 2 down for Homeboys.
No way they turned this around. Oh my God, D-Lar.
That is going to be very enticing, especially with only 10 seconds
Bomba
on this Lord.
Oh, yo, carry, Kibamba. Kibamba gonna get fucked.
Purple buff. Homeboys has to check their base too, because
I think they're zoning them to just be able to take the Lord.
I
think Deuce Vault wins this.
Control, they have that gold lead, and at the same time, the numbers advantages are towards their side. Actually, few landed in that nice Molina Blitz once again to be able to take down 2 members of Homeboys, and with the safety of that guiding wind from Owen, it's just able to, you know, let AP Brent evade these clashes that they don't want to happen.
Burmese schools is losing.
Flapteezy goes in. He does get caught up and popped up. Nets is going to find a kill onto Flaptezy.
All right, chat. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure AP Bren's about to win. I have to go get ready to cast for the second series.
A luminous Lord coming down through mid lane. As we take a look at this,
I don't want to cut it off, but I think I'm gonna end up having it
The
too.
Last Insanity being popped there by Flaptezy. Actually, I think he thought.
I'm pretty sure they're about to win this, but maybe not. God damn it.
Everybody
go check out the live stream.
He was punished at that point, and
I'll post the link for you guys.
Let's stop at that. Let's not go for more. And they just went in.
This is the link, chat. I'm about to be casting. Go check it out if you want to see it. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys soon.
It is actually still AP Bren in the lead right now. 2K for his side, 9 turrets in. This last Lord could actually seal the deal for Homeboys if they manage to. Sorry, could be the deal here for AP Bren if they manage to steal in.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, right now I think.